racetrack for years. That's Tyler Courtney's grandparents.
Oh, wow.
And Tyler Courtney's mother actually spent some time, occasionally was out as the trophy queen. So there's some pretty deep roots for Sunshine Tyler Courtney at this racetrack.
Absolutely. And we're looking at the format for tonight. As we talked about, there are 55 sprint cars in the pit area here tonight. So the format going to look a lot different here than what you're normally used to seeing live on FloRacing with the IRA sprint cars and the Maverick Winged Outlaw Sprint Series. There will be 6 heats of 10 laps each. The top 3 from those heat races will advance into the A main here tonight. The heat winners will go to the dash. That will be 6 cars for 4 laps around the Lincoln Park Speedway. There will be 2 B mains here tonight with 3 advancing from each B main. Those will be 12 laps apiece. Then we will go into the A main here tonight, 30 laps the distance here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. And, of course, single car qualifying, that will separate as well into 2 flights. Flight A will be for heat races 1 through 3, and Flight B will be heat races 4 through 6.
It is a stout field, Lauren. I mean, that's the thing that I think you take a walk to the pit area and you realize it is going to be a tall order to make the field tonight.
Yeah,
it certainly may have caught a few by surprise. I mean, I think coming in, I thought there would be 40.
Yes.
Because I looked at the schedule. I didn't think we'd go over 50. I didn't think we'd reach 55.
Yeah, this is an incredible field. And, again, as you just said, walking through the pit area, it's kind of crazy seeing the names that are out here. But, again, this is a fantastic facility and a fantastic event being put on, of course, between the IRA Sprint Car Series and the Honest Abe Roofing Maverick Winged Outlaws.
You know, it's really interesting. There's a couple of local drivers who are going to put a wing on. Ivan Glotzbach, the former Rookie of the Year here, part of Brian Hayden's family. Brian Hayden is a 2-time sprint car champion and modified champion here at this racetrack. Obviously, Harley Burns, who is the defending Bloomington Speedway champion and current point leader. His father was a champion here at this racetrack about 24 years ago. Deep roots. Many of these drivers would like an opportunity to do more wing racing. So this is exactly what we hoped would happen. Not only with that, but the 305 series, an opportunity to take a step forward, and some drivers are doing just that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about some of the regulars here at Lincoln Park Speedway, of course, with the IRA sprint cars here, not way out, but out of our normal comfort zone, so to speak, here in Indiana. And we look at the point standings for the IRA sprint cars coming into tonight. Jake Blackhurst is the points leader right now, 31 points ahead of Scotty Thiel in the second spot. Scotty Neitzel is in third, Jordan Goldsberry fourth, Danny Schlafer rounds out the top 5, Tyler Rankin in sixth. He currently leads the Rookie of the Year point standings ahead of Logan Julian, who sits just outside the top 10. Then look behind Rankin, you see Austin Hartman, Mike Renke, Travis Aarons, and Kyle Schuett. However, Mike Renke, Travis Aarons, and Kyle Schuett have expressed that they are not full-time with the series this year, and they are not in attendance here tonight. So we'll see a lot of those guys behind them. As you look at the Logan Julians, Jake Newman, Chris Spitz, Tyler Brabant, and Will Garrett's behind them that are full-time with the series. They're going to get a bump up into the top 10 from this 4-race swing here in Indiana.
Lauren, as you well know, having followed this series, championships are born of consistency.
Yes.
And I take a look, for example, what Jake Blackhurst has done, and he has been a model of consistency. Began the year just running a string of third-place finishes, which was remarkable. And, of course, he's trying to become a 3-time IRA champion with his third different team.
Yes, it's incredible. And, we talk about, guys finding consistency with the same guys around them. Jake's had different guys around him every time he's won a championship. And, of course, he won it with his 25 team, his family-owned operation. And then he went to Ryan Auto Motorsports, which, of course, they've enjoyed success for a long time. And now he's with 9-6 Motorsports, who they've actually fielded Thomas Meserol in their car a few times before Jake Blackhurst hopped in the seat. So this is an incredible opportunity for Jake, and he's making the most of it the past 2 seasons for sure.
Yeah, I said Jake told me in an article that's actually out of the Speed Sport Insider that, still that Ryan Group has helped him some with some power plants, which he's appreciated, but he's a stout guy. Mm-hmm. And, again, just sort of killing you with the consistency.
Yeah.
But ultimately, wins have to occur if you're a champion.
Yeah, and Scotty Thiel currently leads the series in wins right now with just 2. We haven't had many repeat winners throughout the IRA season. So Scotty Thiel currently sits atop the win board. And again, Jake Blackhurst, yes, he's leading the points. He has yet to win a race with 9-6 Motorsports. So that is something that he's been looking for the past 2 seasons. He's come so close. He's finished second, third, fourth, every position you could possibly think of besides first. So he's definitely looking for a win. And what better place to do it than right here at Lincoln Park. Then, of course, we look at the point standings for the IRA, and then we look at the upcoming schedule for the IRA sprint cars here in the next few weeks. And, again, We are here in Indiana for 4 straight nights, tonight at Lincoln Park Speedway, tomorrow at Bloomington, just down the road, Tri-State Speedway in Hopstown, Indiana, and we close Maverick Mayhem week with Terrell Haute Action Track on Sunday, June 23rd.
So, Lauren, this is a critical stretch in the IRA
Yes.
schedule. Like we see a variety of teams have toured. Obviously, we just saw the Iowa Sprint Speed Week, Ohio Sprint Speed Week. This is critical.
Yeah.
I mean, can you win it? No. Could you maybe lose it?
Yes.
Yeah, you could.
Absolutely. And I was just talking to Tyler Rankin about this back in the pit area, and he said this week's going to separate the men from the boys. Who can make it through this week and who can make features this week and kind of put themselves in a position to continue to move forward as we go to Outagamie and Beaver Dam, and then onto another kind of mini speed week where we go through Minnesota
Right.
and North Dakota the week after that. So this is a very, very busy part of the schedule for the IRA, and it's, like you said, it's extremely paramount for the overall season championship.
And that's where you really test your teams. I
Yes.
mean, it's interesting. You obviously have had some drivers who have come this series. They've gone off and done great things. They can go out and win with anybody. They're tough. But there's a lot of family operations.
Yes.
Do you have the spares? Do you have the people to
Right.
help you? Do you have the endurance?
Yeah.
When it's 95 degrees on the fourth night and you need an axle. That's
Yeah.
hard.
I mean, we look at some of the more experienced guys, like a guy like Scotty Neitzel or Chris
Right.
Spitz, who have been with the series forever. I mean, Scotty Neitzel has not finished outside the top 6 in IRA points since 1998.
Unbelievable.
That is incredible from Scotty Neitzel. And, of course, he just won a couple weeks back at the Wilmot Raceway. So he is still competitive and still winning. Chris Spitz was in a top 10 car the past couple weeks as well with the IRA. So those two guys, they've been around forever with the IRA sprint cars, and yet they're here for all 4 nights here in Indiana. Again, Scotty Neitzel breaking into that top 3 in points. He always just kind of seems to come out of nowhere and just be top 3 in points all of a sudden halfway through the season,
Right.
and we're right there. So Scotty Neitzel definitely going to be, one of those more experienced guys to watch. Does he have the endurance? Of course he does. I mean, we call him the Iron Man for a reason.
Well, the other thing that they're well aware of is the fact that, you have a bad night, you got to shrug it off.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you're a younger driver, you're full of vim and vigor. You get that crooked number finish, and you're down on yourself. You're taking that long drive to the next racetrack. A veteran has withered the good times and the bad times.
Yes, exactly. We look at a guy like Logan Julian, who is 15 years old in his first full season in a Wing 410 sprint car. He has had ups and downs this year. He's had 2 top 10 finishes, yes. However, he has had many, many nights of turmoil and stuff like that with his team, flipping race cars and things like that. Not really their fault or anything like that, just things out of their control. But Logan Julian and his team been doing a great job of kind of shrugging that off. You look at a guy like Austin Hartman as well, another young guy running with the series. He's had a couple top 10 finishes this year, but has had some struggles as well. But they just keep coming back and keep firing on all cylinders every night that they return to IRA sprint car action. Of course, those 2 drivers here all 4 nights again. And, we look at the whole rookie field. You see Will Garrett and Tyler Brabant. They've been struggling this year as well. However, they finally started to put some things together, put it into some A-mains, and find some speed in those Chasing Hope Tour cars. So it's going to be interesting to see how those teams fare, especially the rookies, how they experience this week. Obviously, a guy like Tyler Rankin has a lot more experience than
Right.
the other 3 rookies in the field. However, he still has never really run a speed week like this, where you're 4 nights in a row at 3 pretty different racetracks.
Here's the question. Has he ever ran a super stock at Lincoln Park Speedway?
No, I don't think
Well,
so.
if he was, he would have to go to the driver's meeting right now.
Perfect. Drivers meeting in the pit area, super stocks here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Your drivers meeting is right now. So again, just a reminder of the format here for those of you watching live at home on FloRacing. 2 flights of qualifying. There'll be 28 cars in flight number 1, 27 in flight 2. Those 2 flights just by themselves have been some full fields that we've seen around the country and with the IRA this year. It's pretty insane.
It really is. And again, we, as I noted, and you watched it, Lauren, and Steve Sinclair was watching it, Joe and Jill Spiker were watching it. We started getting some notifications, if we monitor social media, that suddenly drivers saying, well, we're going to be there for, the Maverick Mayhem series. I wasn't sure that Emerson Axum, for example, someone like that would join. Or we certainly got the word on Jacob Allen. And that was interesting because some people looked a little bit sideways. And that Jacob Allen is trying to race, make money, go on down the road. He's in his home state. A lot of people forget that. He spent time, graduated from high school here in Indiana.
Closer to home.
Opportunity for him, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And a nice opportunity to, run competitively and run up front and, make a little bit of money and possibly and even bring some back home to Pennsylvania. Obviously, Logan Schuchart running up at USITS, but it's actually better, too. People don't think about this that often. It's better for their sponsors. You divvy up the cars, you get sponsors down here, you get a little bit more coverage that way.
Right.
So it's awesome to have Jacob here. And as you said, he's won the only Maverick race so far here in 2024. So Jacob definitely going to be one to watch here the next few nights.
Pretty funny, Lauren. I had a chance to talk to several of the veterans of the bumper-to-bumper IRA series, and a couple of them said that Brenham Crouch caught him a little by surprise last year.
Yeah.
Perhaps at first they sort of looked sideways at this kid. It's one thing to be a Rookie of the Year. It's another thing to be a Rookie Year and the champion. And by the end of the year, I think he had earned a lot of respect to that crew.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody with the IRA loves Brenham. He was a fantastic ambassador for the series last year, and he still continues to be as he's on the road with High Limit this year. And when he started running with us last year, he showed up to 34 Raceway, which we had 50 cars at 34, so it was kind of okay. Everybody's here, whatever. But then the next week we were at Beaver Dam for a one-day show, just by itself. Just a one-night Beaver Dam show. I think there were 25, 26 cars, and Brenham was there. And so everybody started looking at him like, okay, is he with us now for the whole year? And then, sure enough, next week he announced it on his social media. Yep, we're with the IRA for this year. And he had to earn it. He didn't have an easy way to the championship. It's not like guys just fell off the bike or anything like that. He had to go toe-to-toe with Jordan Goldsberry and Danny Schlafer and Jake Newman and all those guys to pull away eventually at the end of the year and solidify that championship.
Not only guys that have experience at this level, but have a book on the racetracks.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the interesting thing about this 4 days. We have some drivers who have been here. They've been in Terrell Haute. Sometimes it's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
But everyone, at least on the IRA, most people on the IRA side, this is a fresh slate.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even just the first time they've raced at these tracks, the first time they've seen them in general.
Yes.
So it's really going to be really interesting to see how our guys adapt. One thing that is encouraging as far as from the IRA regular side is when we went to River City Speedway for the first time in however many years since 2003, two seasons ago back in 2022, our guys were kind of behind the eight ball a little bit on the first night. The NOSA, the Northern Outlaw Sprint Association, their regulars kind of dominated that first night a little bit. But then come night two, our guys were right there, and Jake Blackhurst ended up winning the feature. So it's going to be interesting to see how our guys adapt. Obviously, these four tracks are all different. It's not like you're at the same track both
And they're
nights.
primarily traditional sprint car tracks,
right.
too.
And we look at a guy like Brenham Crouch from last season, and he was learning all these tracks as he went, and it was interesting to see how he might struggle in qualifying a little bit early in the night, but then he'd get better in his heat race. He'd get better in, if he had to run a B or if he was in a dash, he'd get better then. And then in the A main, all of a sudden he was there, bam, third. It was interesting to see how that team adapted, and that's what all of these teams in the pit area are going to have to do that are new to these tracks, is adapt throughout the night and just try and get better each time they're on the racetrack.
And Chris Wyndham knows these racetracks very well.
Yes.
You take a guy like a Chase Dawkin and a Chris Wyndham, they've won at the Terrell Haute Action track, which is pretty imposing. They know these racetracks, but even still, it's one thing to be here in a traditional sprint car. It's another thing to race it in a wing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, for those guys, especially a guy like Chris Wyndham, he's been in wing sprint cars the past couple of years, but he's still relatively new to wing sprint cars, and he'll even tell you he's still learning. So it's going to be interesting to see how he fares this week. And, of course, he's going to be one of the more favorites. He's been full-time with High Limit this year. However, this is a stacked field across the board. I mean, I don't think there's nobody coming in here tonight saying, like, yep, we're going to win tonight.
I talked to Chris via text, actually, about the decision to come here and race the 4 nights. And he said he need to come home, need to work on the trailer, but also just sort of needs to work on the program. So, to me, it was a very, very sensible decision.
Yeah.
And now he might be in a little bit more shark-infested waters than he might have thought.
Yeah.
But that's okay, too.
Right, and it's better for all the teams in the pit area. I think that there's a lot of cars here. The only way you're going to get better is by racing against better competition.
Yes.
I truly believe that. And, for a guy like Chris Wyndham, Jacob Allen, Parker Price Miller, the guys that have come off of the high-paying tours here tonight, it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt to, different speeds of the cars that are on the racetrack, just the way that the format is, because it's a different format than what they're used to. And with 55 cars, there's not been many races this year with 55 cars in attendance. So it's going to be interesting to see how those guys adapt and just work on their cars throughout the night. And like you said, if they need to work on their program, this is a perfect 4-day stretch to do that. It's a really nice time to just hit the reset button, try some different things because you're not running it for points or anything like that, just some money and possibly to take home. But it's a good time to try some things.
Lauren, this is a statement that I think sometimes catches people by surprise out of the area. But the Terrell Haute Action Track is the only active 1/2 mile dirt track in the state of Indiana. That's it.
I did not know that.
So it's the last of the Mohicans when it comes to that. And it's imposing for a lot of people.
That's
when you look at the regular IRA stops, what would be the closest to the action track?
Probably Dodge County.
That's what Steve Sinclair thought.
And there was a lot of guys talking about, whatever gear that they run at Dodge County, they're going to run at Terrell Haute. And for guys that have run at both, I was talking to Kyle Schuett, who unfortunately isn't here tonight. However, he was talking about how Dodge County and Terrell Haute are very similar in terms of the speed that they carry and things like that, and as far as what the setups are and things like that. Of course, Terrell Haute is a little bit more imposing just because of how big it is. However, it's still going to be very similar to a track that the IRA frequents very often back in Wisconsin. Here at the IRA Sprint Cars, we're proud to be partnered with Bumper to Bumper Parts stores to bring you the best deals and products to keep your car running smoothly. Carrying the brands you love with prices you can't beat, your local Bumper to Bumper has got you covered. So when you're looking for that extra edge on the track or just need to keep your daily driver in top shape, remember to visit your local Bumper to Bumper stores. Trust us, your car will thank you.
Lauren, I am really pleased to make this announcement. I just got a call from Jill Spiker. I had hoped that this would happen, but Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar, Brownsburg, Avon have put up $1,000 for a point fund for the 4 days and $500 for the overall hard charger.
That's fantastic.
I had been asking someone to step forward to do that, and it has happened. So very much appreciated.
Fantastic. So, huge thank you to Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar for putting that money up, and, of course, Honest Abe Roofing and Bumper to Bumper and all the sponsors for each of these series working together to make this week happen. We are closing in on go time here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Drivers meeting just wrapped up a little bit ago. We wanted to kind of get things going a little bit earlier here tonight as far as the broadcast on FloRacing and things like that. Stands starting to fill up here at Lincoln Park Speedway as well. If you are watching live at home on Flo and you're within a reasonable distance of Lincoln Park, you still got plenty of time to come on out here and join us.
And by the way, are you tired of constantly worrying about your roof? It's time to put those worries to rest with Honest Abe Roofing, America's reliable roofer, serving all of America. Honest Abe Roofing guarantees you'll never have to roof again. Our roofs are built to last, giving you peace of mind and ultimate protection for your home. Appreciate Kevin Newton, all he has done for this series and for Maverick Mayhem.
So, Pat, some cars making their way towards the push-off lane for engine heat here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. And, again, engine heat and qualifying and all those things are very, very close. And we'll have 6 groups of hot laps here tonight.
It's a funny concept that they need heat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is fairly warm outside here today. And, again, if you are here in the grandstands, encourage you to please hydrate. Please.
You know, it's so absolutely, it goes without saying. We see this a lot in this part of the country, Lauren. We have a lot of, this is an active sprint car racetrack, has big fields of cars every Saturday night. And many of these drivers race locally. They want to go perhaps in a traditional sprint car to run with USAC. Well, what's the first thing that becomes different for them? Qualifying.
Yes.
And some of them just struggle with qualifying, and it puts you immediately behind the 8 ball if you're not comfortable with it.
Yeah, and qualifying, especially with the format that we have here tonight, we're just the 6 heat race winners, and that it's lined up straight up off of qualifying and no invert. Qualifying is going to be incredibly important here tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway. First car to hit the track here tonight out of Terrell Haute, Indiana, the Haute Hospitality, Culver's Platinum Lawn Care, Russ Fisher Truck Parts, Dorset Automotive Angler Machine and Tool. Number 37 is Bryce Norris. Picked up his first career 410 feature win just 1 week ago at the Farmington Empire Speedway in Farmington, Missouri.
Sure did. And we've watched him come up the ranks, a real good outcome for him.
Picked up a top 10 IRA finish earlier on this season at the Beaver Dam Raceway. It was a dash car that night. Great outing for Bryce Norris. Driver joining us out of Waterville, Ohio here tonight, pushing onto the Speedway now in the Control Design Solution, Banshee Graphics, Tire Slick, Complete Collision Services, Kistler Racing Engines. Number 5T is Travis Philo. Travis Philo in the 5T. Behind Travis into turn number 1 out of Lincoln, Illinois, the Levi Ray and Shoup Incorporated, Central Illinois Security. On the grind, tree stump removal, Newman Farm. Number 3B, that's Shelby Bosey. Been running quite a bit with the IRA Sprint cars here in 2024, has Shelby.
Yeah, absolutely. Has made 3 feature events thus far this year.
Yep. His career best IRA finish came back in 2022 at the Wisconsin Sprint Car Championships. 7th place for Shelby Bosey. And I'm not sure, is there a good way to tell those Honest Abe cars apart, Pat? I know one has more yellow on it. I'm not sure which one is. That one looks like the 16H. So that is the 16T.
Brady Bacon.
Yes, the 16T of Brady Bacon. Out of State Roofing Metal Supply Depot, number 16T out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
4-time USAC champion, 56 career USAC wins. Second all-time in the series, but he's had plenty of experience with a wing. World of Outlaw winner this year down at Tri-State Speedway at Hobstadt. He's won with the All-Stars, the ASCS. He's just an accomplished race driver, Lauren.
Absolutely, and awesome to see Brady out here tonight before, of course, I believe he's going to head up to Wisconsin, my home state, for a couple of nights with USAC. Rolling down the back straightaway in the number 19 out of Sevastopol, California, the Shitty Coolers, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar, Performance Composites, Bird, number 19 is Joel Myers Jr. Led a good portion of an IRA feature at Wilmot Raceway earlier on this season before coming to wars with an infield tire in his own number 46 JR.
Yep, you rarely win those.
No.
And just an interesting, silly little sidebar. Sebastopol, California is the home of the track champion at Bloomington Speedway a couple years ago, Jeff Ensign, the human highlight reel.
Rolling down the back straightaway out of Sapulpa, Oklahoma, the Smiley's Racing Products, Aces Up, Sim Sports, Glenn Steyer's Racing, CSR Garage, Blood Lubricants, number 52. That's Blake Hahn.
2-time ASCS national champion. Picked up another Tulsa shootout victory in his career. Of course, grandfather of Emmett Hahn, one of the all-time great racers beyond his work at the Chili Bowl. But we really was happy to see that Blake had decided to make the move here for these 4 nights of racing. Good to have him. Great talent.
Yeah, honestly, a surprise.
It was.
But
I was surprised.
Definitely not complaining, that's for sure. Rolling off at turn number 4 right now to San Jose, California, the Team STV, Don Whitney Racing, Phillips Fab and Coating, Schaefer's Racing Oil, Angler Machine and Tool, number 00, that's Team Ez, Thomas Meserol.
Well, it's great to have Team Ez back. He's a driver who has won here at Lincoln Park Speedway in his career, which is now many years deep. Banged up earlier this year, broke a collarbone. I chatted with him. He raced last week, and he said he feels great. He has been absolutely excited, and he has been committed to running this series.
Making just his second career IRA Sprint Car Series start, rolling down the front straightaway out of Fredericktown, Missouri. The Gifford Homes Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, CR Enterprises TLC Horizon Steel. Number 79 is Gage Montgomery. Picked up 2 podium finishes in one weekend just a couple weeks ago at Jacksonville and Farmington.
Yeah, right there. Track's relatively close to him. Not around the corner, but relatively close. Farmington, certainly.
Yes. The number 7N rolling down the front straightaway right now out of Adrian, Michigan. This Lasarski Excavating. Poor Racing, Townline Variety, Nathan Ackland Racing. Binks Motorsports number 7N is Darren Nida. Darren Nida in the 7N.
Darren was with us at the opener Maverick race at the Terrell Haute Action Track and turned into a fine 6th place run.
Rolling through turns number 1 and 2 right now, and a new look for this driver out of Quilcene, Washington, the Absolute Plumbing, Cooks Contracting, QuickTime Espresso, Quality Traffic Control, Smith Titanium. Number 22X is J.J. Hickel.
And, Lauren, there's another guy that got my attention when he signed up.
Yes.
I remember a couple of years ago, he won a weekend down at the Devil's Bowl Speedway in Mesquite, Texas, an ASCS champion, former Grays Harbor Speedway champion. And I saw him not long ago up at Knoxville, Iowa, where he's been racing pretty regularly.
Made a bunch of starts last year with the IRA Sprint Car Series in that Home Pro Roofing number 50 car. Showed out very well, did J.J. Hickel. Rolling off at turn number 4 right now out of New Berlin, Illinois, the 2022 IRA Rookie of the Year in the brand Professional Agriculture, S&J Gray Trucking, Modern Paving and Scrap, Kelly Construction, Smith Titanium. Number 3N is Jake Newman. And Jake, one of the few drivers with the IRA that actually has experience at a bunch of these tracks here in Indiana when, of course, he ran full-time in a midget.
Absolutely. Had great success in the Power I ranks and also raced regularly with the United States Auto Clubs. Been a nice transition. You noted that Rookie of the Year campaign for the Illinois driver. Part of that kind of interesting little pocket of Illinois drivers who race with this series.
And we are very, very blessed to have a fantastic contingent of Illinois drivers run with the IRA each and every week. Another Illinois driver rolling down the back straightaway out of Mason City, Illinois. The Chase Briscoe Racing Mahindra Tractors, Dorset Automotive Ford Performance Dia Edge. Number 5 is Carter Sarf. And what a thing that Chase Briscoe has done for Carter Sarf this year. Fantastic. Just opening so many people's eyes to Carter Sarf's talent.
Yeah, the Shark who came through the micro ranks and did so incredibly well, then ultimately moved to the midgets. I talked with Chase's dad, Kevin Briscoe, a many-time Bloomington Speedway track champion. Very high on this young man.
And the current IRA point leader rolling down the back straightaway right now out of Hannah City, Illinois. The Rhine Auto, Marshall's Tap, CT Power Washing, Coleman's Mini Services, Chalk 6 Torsion Bars, 9-6 Motorsports. Number 96, the Hannah City Outlaw, Jake Blackhurst.
Kind of a neat team, really, to me. Talking with Jake about his squad and some hard-working guys. They're interested in racing, had success. His crew chief has had success also on some pretty big stages.
Yeah, Levi and Nathan and Jeremiah all back there working on the number 96 here tonight. And rolling down the back straightaway right now, joining us out of Franklin, Indiana, the WCI Capital Industries, Klassmeyer Petrie Motorsports, IPC, ZMAX Lubricants, number 27 is Emerson Axum.
And 2 weeks ago, he was standing in victory lane here at Lincoln Park Speedway in USAC Midget competition during Indiana Midget Week. His father was a racer, raced a lot on the pavement, frankly, did Joe Axum. But this is a young man in Emerson Axum we watched come through the USAC ranks. His goal was to run wing sprint cars. He said that from the very beginning. He's raced quite a bit in Pennsylvania. To me, he's done a really nice job.
Yeah, and he has made almost a name for himself by itself at the Tulsa Shootout, winning some races in dramatic fashion down there in Tulsa.
He's worth the money.
Yes, that is for sure. Rolling down the front straightaway out of Salem, Wisconsin, the Don's Machine Shop, 4K Tech Services, Klutzler Express Trucking, Rowan of Waukesha, Genesis Chiropractic, number 4K, that is Chris Spitz. Another one of the longtime competitors with the IRA Outlaw Sprint Cars.
Yeah, I think you mentioned earlier just maybe a little bit outside the top 10 in points, sort of knocking the doors.
Yep, and been full-time with the series for just about as long as I can remember.
But that's what this series has been about.
Yes, a working man series and, guys making it happen. Rolling into turn number 1 right now. Driver second in series points right now to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, the Gibbsville Cheese Professional Plating, Lift Pro, Scott Thiel Builders, Total Restoration Services, Ludwig & Sons Trucking, Kistler Racing Engines. Number 73 is the Big Wheel, Scotty Thiel. Scotty had a little foray into the Ohio Sprint Speed Week last week before racing with us at the Wilmot Raceway. Picked up his best finish of the season outside of IRA competition with a 4th place run during Ohio Sprint Speed Week. And the 16C rolling down the back straightaway, the current leader for Rookie of the Year points with the IRA Sprint Cars. That Rookie of the Year program, of course, presented by Sage Fruit and Hefner Racing Products. This is the Angola, Indiana native in the Flint Trucking, Richards Well Drilling and Repair. New finish sandblasting and powder coating CMR Wholesale number 16C. That is Tyler Rankin. And the driver that beat Tyler Rankin to the line at the Wilmot Raceway a couple weeks ago for his first IRA win in 2 seasons out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. The Northwest Cable Construction, Emergency Starting and Towing, R&H Racing Equipment, Falby Auto, Competition Specialist, FK Rod Ends. Their number 2W is the Iron Man, Scotty Neitzel. Driver joining us this week off of the High Limit Sprint Car Series Tour out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. In the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Auto Barn Auto Parts, Triple X Chassis, Shark Racing. Number 1A is Jacob Allen.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned he actually graduated from high school in the state of Indiana. His mother was there when he won at the Terrell Haute Action Track earlier this year with the legendary team. And, of course, you just can't understand the early history of the World of Outlaws without understanding the contributions of Bobby Allen. He came out of the karting ranks, first from Florida, where he was outstanding. And I remember a great quote from an early driver said, if Bobby Allen would have kept everything to himself, he would have ran all of us out of business.
Probably true as well. Rolling through turns 3 and 4 right now, the 2022 IRA champion out of Springfield, Illinois, the Rockstar Energy Drink, Flamin' Hot, Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh, Ryan Auto, Modern Paving and Scrap, FK Rod Ends. Number 65 is Jordan Goldsberry.
Runs a really nice program, does Jordan Goldsberry. He's had some pretty good runs this year. I know he's hungry for a little bit more, but a team that really has done everything right in terms of its presentation, its marketing, everything to indicate this is a professional team in a professional series.
Yes. And I was talking to him the other day, and he said, yeah, we had a bad night. And I said, Jordan, a bad night for you is 7th. Like, let's calm down a little bit. Rolling down the back straightaway out of Mooresville, Indiana, the Edco General Contractors, HPI, Daystar Directional Drilling, Collision Concepts, DMI Bulldog Rears, number 35 is Zach Hampton. Another driver competing for the Sage Fruit Hefner Racing Products Rookie of the Year Award here in 2024, rolling off at turn number 4, 15-year-old Logan Julian out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Then the Julian Shade Shop, Hefner Racing Products, Victory Fuel, Oak Creek Automotive, North Star Manufacturing, King Racing Products, Box 3 Media, Factory Kane, number 85J. And a driver rolling into turn number 1 right now out of Kokomo, Indiana. The Chalk Sticks Torsion Bars, Town Line Variety, Elite Wings, High Performance Lubricants, FK Rod Ends, number 9P. That is Parker Price Miller. Good to see Parker joining us here tonight at Lincoln Park Speedway. Understand his plans for the his plans for the weekend consist of Lincoln Park Speedway and golf. I can relate to that quite a bit, actually. Rolling down the front straightaway right now, out of Sussex, Wisconsin, the Schlafer Auto Body, Cut and Go, Big Fish Contracting, Dynamic Stampings, Hop Farms, Indian Motorcycles of Metro Milwaukee, Kistler Racing Engines, number 25. That is the Lone Wolf, Danny Schlafer. Second
Generation team there. Family's, a classic team. Run a business, have been committed to racing. It's a whole family deal. Somebody you just have to have if you're going to have a viable traveling series, and Danny's been every bit of that. Fourth last time out for Danny. That's his best run of the year. So he's coming in with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, he looked like he was on for a win at the Wilmot Raceway just a couple weeks ago, and unfortunately, while battling for the lead with Joel Myers Jr., made contact with the back straightaway wall, ending his night. But Danny has been picking up a lot of speed recently in that number 25.
So I mentioned again that Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar in Brownsburg, largest cigar humidor in Indiana, over 2,000 boxes, and Mr. B's of Avon. They're offering $1,000 in terms of the point fund and $500 for the hard charger. We'll see Matt McDonald, I would bet, longtime sponsor. We'll see him in the 305s.
Rolling off of turn number 4 right now, the two-time and defending Chili Bowl champion out of Sutter, California, the Parts Authority MPV Express DKW Transport, number 24. That is Logan CV.
When he won the Chili Bowl 2 years ago, after a great battle with Tanner Thorson, that set off an incredible run for the guy. Notably, the double feature day with the Springfield Mile, then over at Macon, the sprint car, and the midget and the Silver Crown Championship. And Lauren, that run has not stopped.
It has not, no.
He is on the crest of the wave, and he's going to ride that as long as he can.
Another one of our Rookie of the Year contenders with the IRA sprint cars rolling down the back straightaway right now out of Waupun, Wisconsin. The Chasing Hope Tour, Eglin & Sons Excavating, Chopper Gym, Anything and Everything Home Maintenance, B&B Plumbing, Optimum Electric, number 21. That is Will Garrett. And his teammate, Tyler Brabant, in the number 99 car, rolling through turns 1 and 2 as well. Driver rolling down the back straightaway, joining us for the first time here in 2024 out of Chandler, Arizona, the AME Electrical Smith Titanium, number 19 AZ. That is Hayden Reinbold.
Picked up a midget win at I-44 Speedway in Oklahoma. This is a young man who has been on the USAC Midget Trail for a couple of years. About 2 or 3 years ago, he couldn't make a feature. Then he started getting in the show, running more and more forward. Boy, you learn nothing beats seat time.
No, nothing. And Hayden's done a fantastic job.
Has.
I believe he picked up a Power I win at Jacksonville last year as well.
So he's starting to really put those laps together.
And a driver that actually has winning experience with the IRA sprint cars, a 2-time series winner out of Mounds, Oklahoma, rolling down the back straightaway, and the Arrowhead Electric Big G Transport Speed Media Maxim Chassis Smith Titanium High Performance Lubricants, number 20G. That is Noah Gass. Both of those IRA wins for Noah came at the Plymouth Dirt Track up in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Ironically, kind of a similar place to this one, a tight bull ring, tight corners, with a nice banking to it. So we'll see what Noah can do here tonight behind the wheel of that number 20G. See if you guys just still running in some of the moisture at the top of the Lincoln Park Speedway. Yeah, we'll get cars in staging for Box 3 Media Hot Laps with the IRA Sprint cars here very shortly. Box 3 Media provides race teams across the U.S. with social media management, graphics for race days, sponsor announcements, professionally written press releases, exclusive product partnerships, and so much more. Take your reach and exposure to the next level for your team and your sponsors. Contact Box 3 Media today by emailing box3racing@gmail.com. See a couple cars still out there on the speedway. See the 9P of Parker Price Miller. We're going to have him join us here tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway, as well as Hayden Reinbold. I don't believe too many wing sprint car starts for Hayden Reinbold in his career. But again, a veteran of the midgets now. Called him a newcomer with midgets just a couple of years back, but now definitely an established driver behind the wheel of a midget. And we talk about our Rookie of the Year program with the IRA Sprint Cars, and that would not be possible without Sage Fruit. Sage Fruit grows and ships a variety of apples, pears, and cherries from the great Northwest. Associated Wholesale Grocers of Kenosha supplies Sage Fruit products to their independent retailers in our region. Don't forget to ask your local grocer for Sage Fruit products. Sage Fruit, an exceptional eating experience. Rookie of the Year program also brought to you by Hefner Racing Products. Hefner Racing Products is the leader in sprint car, lightning sprint, and micro sprint wings and chassis building components. HRP is also #1 in mule conversions and manufactures a huge roster of trailer accessories for virtually every form of motorsports. From kart racing to the IRA sprints, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with their American-made products. Racers demand the best, and HRP builds it. Shop online at hrpracing.com. The IRA would also like to thank Feldman Sales and Service for assisting our safety team here this week and last week at the Wilmot Raceway as well. Visit Feldman Sales and Service in Howards Grove for all of your Polaris needs. We have a large selection of ATVs, Rangers, and Razors in stock. Check them out on the web at www.feldmansales.com or call 920-565-3939. The IRA is extremely fortunate to have a traveling safety team follow us to every race. And, of course, along with Feldman Sales and Service, they are supported by Vanderbilt Concrete Products, Oostburg Concrete, and Impact Race Gear. So still plenty of moisture in the Lincoln Park Speedway. Talking what the plan is for hot laps here momentarily. TW Metals is proud to be involved in supporting the material needs of speed and performance-based vehicles. From push rods to chassis framework and support structures, TW Metals provides the raw material you need when you need it. Whether you're a weekend wrench or a top-flight racing team, look to TW Metals for best-in-class materials to build and repair your vehicles. Onan and Cummins, a winning combination for over 100 years. Onan now offers a new lineup of competitively priced, quiet, and portable generators, along with their residential and RV products, all with A-plus nationwide service network. Find your nearest Onan or Cummins sales and service location by searching on the internet at rv.cummins.com. Want your IRA gear delivered to your door? Thanks to A-Main Apparel, now you can. Find everything from new 2024 season swag to collector's items for your man caves and she sheds. Just go to www.a-mainapparel.com and follow them on Facebook and Twitter for all the latest and greatest apparel and collector items from the IRA and beyond. A-Main Apparel is also giving an extra $50 for the first non-transfer from the B-Main every night this season. Check out A-Main Apparel and take their gear to victory lane today. If you're watching at home live on FloRacing, you can tweet at the IRA at IRA_sprints, as well as at myself at BigContact77. Let us know where you're watching from. Give a shout out to Eric Wilkie watching back home in his shop in Genesee, Wisconsin. A couple of IRA regulars watching at home as well. Tyler Tischendorf and Kyle Schuett watching at home live on FloRacing as well. As the first of 6 hot lap sessions will roll to the Speedway now. The first car rolling out of Waterville, Ohio, the Control Design Solution, Banshee Graphics, Tire Slick, Complete Collision Services, Kistler Racing Engines, number 5T, that's Travis Philo. Behind Travis, out of Sebastopol, California, the Shitty Coolers, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar, number 19, that's Joel Myers Jr. And behind Joel, out of Lincoln, Illinois, and Levi Ray and Shoup Incorporated, Central Illinois Security, On the Grind, Tree Stump Removal, Modern Paving and Scrap, Newman Farm, number 3B is Shelby Bosey. Also out there on the Speedway, the 2-time IRA champion out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, the Northwest Cable Construction, Emergency Starting and Towing, RNH Racing Equipment, Falby Auto, FK Roddins, number 2W is the Iron Man, Scotty Neitzel. Next on to the Speedway out of Fredericktown, Missouri. The Gifford Homes, Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports CR Enterprises, number 79 is Gage Montgomery. Chris Spitz rolling back onto the Speedway out of Salem, Wisconsin, in the Don's Machine Shop 4K Tech Services, Kutzler Express Trucking, number 4K. Adrian, Michigan's Darren Nida back on the Speedway as well in the Slesarski Excavating Poor Racing Townline Variety number 7N. And the 28 out of Taylorville, Illinois, in the Maddox Heating and Cooling Shelter Insurance number 28, that is, or excuse me, in the Pepsi of Springfield number 28, that is Luke Verardi. So I believe those are the cars that you will see here in Hot Lap session number 1, part of Box 3 Media Hot Laps with the IRA Outlaw Sprint cars.
Serving all of America, Honest Abe Roofing guarantees you'll never have to roof again. Our roofs are built to last, giving you peace of mind and ultimate protection for your home. And the best part, you can pay for your roof as it protects you with flexible financing options tailored to fit your budget. Don't wait. Call 844-4ABE, ABE now. That's 844-422-3669. Or visit honestaberoofing.com to get the last roof you'll ever need. Honest Abe Roofing, we've got you covered for life.
So obviously, Pat, with a extremely hot day here in Putnamville, Indiana, a lot of moisture put down on the racetrack. So these guys just being told by race control to work in that moisture as much as they can right now under yellow flag conditions to make it safe so we can turn them loose.
Yeah, well, obviously, that process didn't start today. Putting that moisture down, you had to try to get as much down in the ground as you could, particularly with the heat. Now, can't tell whether or not there's much of a wind factor or not. I'm looking at the flag over on turn number 1. It's not moving much at all. That's kind of good in the sense that won't drive the track out as fast, but we have to get the track manicured in position to allow these drivers to compete and do so safely. So it's going to be a constant dance.
Yes.
For 4 days, trying to get the right moisture, try to keep the track in shape. You know, it's not an easy task.
A big shout out to the Lincoln Park Speedway crew for just getting moisture in this track at all, really, with how hot it's been. And they were working their tails off earlier today when I got here around noon. So,
hey guys, you see the guy in yellow with your tires right there, 28.
Obviously, some moisture there on the front straightaway, they're being told to.
Yeah.
You can probably hear it in the background from race control. The drivers being told to spin their tires up right there on the front stretch. And then we should be just about good to go here for the first of 6 sessions for Hot Laps here tonight. Again, with just this many cars in the pits.
Just the ability of a couple things over my long career that have mattered a great deal. The race-seaver concept has just reduced the time, and you're laughing already, to reset lineups, all the conversation, of course, the fact that it's one way. And then transponder loops. I mean, for so many years, every race driver in America was ambidextrous. They could race and score at the same time. Just ask them. And so the constant battles and fights about that have been reduced, although there's still some. But this also allows us not only to communicate with the drivers in safety concerns and lineups, etc., but exactly where we really want them to go to try to do this finishing process.
Yes, and we're getting close there. You can see the track worker there on the front straightaway and on the back straightaway now. Just telling them to spin those tires up, get this moisture worked in.
I mean, Steve Sinclair, like me, is an old hockey player, so largely if this doesn't get done very soon, he'll just go pull the jersey over their heads and be done with it.
So it sounds like we are going to go green and yellow at the same time for a couple laps and buzz this track in just ever so slightly. And then we'll turn them loose for hot laps here tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Again, we thank you for your patience here, race fans. Again, we had to get some moisture into the racetrack with how hot it is. I believe it is over 90 degrees out there here today. So, again, if you are here in the grandstands, we encourage you to hydrate here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Plenty of cold beverages and things like that. And that means water as well for some of you out there. So we encourage you to hydrate once again and just keep yourselves safe. As we'll go green-yellow here for a couple laps to buzz in this racing surface. Three and four getting close over there. You can see Joel Myers Jr. really hammering on the gas through turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2 definitely still a little bit slick, especially on corner exit. You can see you guys really drifting up the racetrack there in turn 2.
See some shadows there on the turns 3 and 4 at the little tree line there. The interesting thing about this racetrack, which is when you see the drivers come downhill to enter the racetrack, the road that sort of bisects that road, that's an active road because that's an active stone quarry really to the north of the racetrack. So often we have to delay when we open the pits just because there's a lot of work still being done out of the quarry. Now, obviously, still a little bit slippery.
I see Luke Ferrardi over there in turns 3 and 4,
Yep.
coasting to a stop.
Now, this racetrack is really famous for the cushion and ledge it develops. It is a racetrack that clearly has character. It gets particularly high right there in that turn number 4 side, and turn number 1 can be a bit treacherous. What I always see is the ability of a driver to get out of turn 2. They carry a lot of speed into 1. If they can pick up the throttle right into turn number 2, that's the driver that's going to go forward. So often you see a driver who appears to be a little bit faster, but they wash out over that lip at turn number 2, and that causes them problems. So it's going to be fun watching these drivers sort of figuring out what works best for them. Now, if you can make it work right at the bottom, you don't worry about that sort of thing.
Right.
That can't be done.
And, of course, what does a cushion require to build at a racetrack? Moisture,
It
which
does,
there is
yeah.
a lot of in the racetrack right
Right.
now, and that is what we're dealing with right now, race fans. Again, we thank you for your patience while we get the moisture worked in here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Again, I cannot express enough just how hot it is here today, and we needed to put the moisture in the racetrack, so bear with us just a little bit while we work that moisture in. We will get back out here very quickly with hot laps. The second group, I believe, going to come back out here. That first group, obviously, going to come back out for a true hot lap session after the 6th group, so to speak, will be out here.
Yeah, we know that other places in the country are dealing with heat, and it is the Midwest and it is summer. But I will tell you that first thing this morning when I walked outside, it took my breath away, and that did not bode well for the afternoon. But you know what? I don't care what the temperature is. That guy there, Thomas Meserol, is always ready to rock.
Yeah, and group number 2 drivers out there, and led by Thomas Meserol, of course, the San Jose, California native, Team STV, Don Whitney Racing, Phillips Fabbing, and Coating on the side of the 00.
Very first quarter midget race he ever ran, he had a crash with A.J. Allmendinger.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. And
you think he puts that on his resume?
he tells the story. He's told not to go high. He couldn't help himself. But he really spent some time in pavement modifieds early in California. Had some help from the Golobic family and was maybe looking to do some Southwest Tour at the time, stock car racing, and almost, I don't know if it would be offhand, a guy named Chris Walker, Bay Muffler, he got his first ride with the midget, and then was a Bay Cities Racing Association midget champion. And we've got several racers in here. Justin Grant was one as well. And the first time I saw him was at Pikes Peak International Raceway, racing for Dino Tomasi. It was one of the greatest races I ever saw on that mile track, and he was still a kid. He's still at it. But he's a guy that'll give you full value every time he hits the racetrack.
Absolutely.
And off the racetrack, he'll give you full value.
that's for sure. Rolling through turns 3 and 4 right now out of Avon, Indiana, the K.E. Baker Trucking $33 sign. That is Shane O'Banion.
Yeah, his father, a former sprint car champion right here at Lincoln Park Speedway.
Right in front of Shane there, rolling through turns 1 and 2 again out of Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Smiley's Racing Products, Aces Up Sim Sports, Glenn Steyer's Racing, CSR Garage, Blood Lubricants, number 52. That is Blake Hahn.
Blake Hahn's grandfather is responsible for me devoting far too much to my life of auto racing, because a race at the old Tulsa Fairgrounds between Emmett Hahn and Ray Crawford was one of the more eye-opening experiences that I ever saw. Emmett was so good at the Tulsa Fairgrounds, where he had as many people cheer for him as jeer for him. But obviously made the Chili Bowl work, and Blake has picked up that family legacy. He's his own man. Has had some great success at the Chili Bowl and the shootout. We mentioned those 2 ASCS national championships.
Rolling off of turn number 2 right now out of Avon, Indiana, the Engine Ice High Performance Coolant Sturgeon Dyno Services. Chocola, number 77S, is Trey McGranahan. And right behind Trey, moving down the back straightaway out of Versailles, Missouri, the Ozark Barge and Dock Wet Steps. Hibden Gravel, Kenny's Tile. High Performance Lubricants, number 3 is Ayrton Genitin.
Now, you said it correctly. A lot of people in Missouri just call it Versailles.
Yeah.
Again, he's a third-generation driver. His grandfather, Gene, inducted the National Midget Hall of Fame, was one of my favorite race drivers there. Carried number 3. His father's Steve Genitin went by the nickname Beaver. Both were USAC, his father and Steve, USAC midget winners. I believe Steve won his at Moberly, Missouri. But Ayrton has had some success. Recent winner at I-70 Speedway. Races at Knoxville. Has had some success there. Really a great family legacy.
And a driver that's joined the IRA Sprint Cars for a good chunk of our schedule so far here in 2024 out of Auckland, New Zealand. The Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Tony Elliott Foundation, Micah, Bennick Enterprises, number 79M. That is Max Guilford. And actually was Joel Myers Jr.'s teammate over in New Zealand, racing sprint cars together.
He is a delightful guy.
Absolutely.
I see him, and I immediately want to start teasing him for some reason. But we've obviously seen him in traditional sprint cars as well. We saw him over at the action track for the very first Maverick race of the 2024 season. So it's good to have him with us. Finished 15th over at the action track.
Driver rolling into turn number 1 right now out of Valparaiso, Indiana. The Team Volkswagen Audi Tie 22 All-Star Performance. Lane Automotive Quick Time Car Wash number 13. That is Van Gurley Jr.
And what a name the Gurleys are in racing in Indiana, 3 or 4 generations deep. I saw his dad win an all-star race at the Kokomo Speedway years ago. Van has been outstanding in a variety of racing series in northern Indiana, Michigan, etc. #12th finish in the opening round of Maverick.
So again, just going to have this hot lap session here, buzz the track in a little bit. It's getting very, very close out there. Just need a little bit more work on it. So let them do their thing. You can just see how slick that is through the middle of the corner, especially over there 3 and 4 and the middle of 1 and 2. The top lane actually coming in quite nicely over there in turns 3 and 4, but again, just the middle and the bottom where it needs the most work right now, especially middle of turn 2 there. Brady Bacon out there as well in the 16T. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot, number 16T here tonight, driving one of Kevin Newton's race cars. Brady definitely going to be one to watch here the next couple nights of the Maverick Mayhem week. Word from race control, these drivers will come back out here for a hot lap session as well. Later on, again, we want to make things as even as possible for our drivers. The track is very, very close now. Driver staged over there for the third group. Led out by the 87A of Austin Hartman out of Plymouth, Wisconsin. Christine Hartman, Pleasant View Realty, Metal Craft, Shuffle Bottom Tree Service, The Dispensary, Holler Hills Bar and Grill, Quash's Construction, Competition Specialist, number 87A. And behind him, out of Fort Branch, Indiana, the Davis Brothers Cruise Farms, Brown Brothers Excavating, KBC Graphics, number 5K. That is Chase Stockin.
Yeah, Chase was one of the drivers. I sent a text because he did run the Terrell Action track with Maverick earlier this year. I sent Chase a text and said, "Are you going to run any of the races this week?" He wrote back all of them, and that one was one of the first surprises of the week. I thought he looked good at Terrell Haute. He's won the Holman Classic there. An Ironman. No one started more consecutive sprint car starts in USAC than Chase Stockin. His father, or grandfather, I should say, started a steel block series, really was one of the driving forces behind the MSCS, and Chase was a MSCS steel block champion, then a Paragon Speedway track champion before launching his career in USAC. I think he really enjoys branching out in the wing car, Lauren.
Yeah, actually joined us for an IRA show, I believe, back in 2020 up at the Plymouth Dirt Track. That, I believe, was his last IRA Sprint Car Series start. Finished third in that feature at the Plymouth Dirt Track. Rolling behind Chase there into turn number 3 out of Tempe, Arizona, the Sterling Kling Racing. DRC Chassis Motor State number 34 is Sterling Kling.
He's been here in this part of the country for some time now. He had success down in Arizona, places like the ASCS sort of Southwest region and the various USAC ranks there. I believe he won a portion of the Western world down there at one point, but he's done a little bit of everything. This has been an opportunity for him also to branch out a bit.
Of course, Jacob Allen rolling through turns 1 and 2 out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, by way from right here in Indiana.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
The Pales Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Autobarn Auto Parts, Triple X Chassis, Shark Racing, number 1A.
You know, he's sort of in kind of a high-profile way decided to step away for the sport for a little bit and regroup.
Yes.
And that, you know, nothing is better than winning. And the victory at Terrell Haute, I think, was meaningful for him. As I mentioned earlier, his mother was there, which I think certainly made it better. You know, made it even better than it was. But this is a talented guy who has been really sort of flexing his muscle in 2024. It's really, maybe that little time off was just sort of break he needed, Lauren.
Yeah, picked up a high-limit racing win earlier on
How
this
about
year
that?
as well. Big-time win for Jacob Allen. Going down the front straightaway right now to Sussex, Wisconsin. The Schleifer Auto Body Cut and Go, Big Fish Contracting, Dynamic Stampings, Hop Farms, Indy Motorcycles of Metro Milwaukee, number 25. That is Danny Schleifer. A 4-time IRA feature winner back in 2022. Went winless last year, but he's been knocking on the door here in 2024. Expect to see the 25 back in victory lane a lot sooner rather than later.
Yeah, a couple of top 5s and 4 top 10s thus far for the veteran.
And Danny, of course, is one of the winningest drivers in Wisconsin sprint car history with all of his 360 sprint car wins.
Many ways, sort of the king of 360s early on.
Yes. Along with him and Kurt Davis and now Brandon McMullen, who actually just retired last year from 360 sprint car racing.
I believe it's his uncle who's going in or went into the Little 500 Hall of Fame this year.
And we're going to go green-yellow here again with group number 3 to continue to try and buzz off this very, very wet track surface here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. So even though we are green and yellow right now, the lap time's starting to fall down quite a bit, down into the low 13s now in that track record of 11.2. So closing in on where we need to be before we go into hot laps and qualifying.
Yeah, you can see a qualitative difference right now as they're attacking the racetrack.
Especially exit of turn 2 and exit of turn, well, through the middle of turn 3 and 4 as well. Want to give a shout out to my usual partner in crime up in the booth, Chatty Matty, watching back home, Madeline Schultz. Unfortunately, not able to make the trip this weekend, but
for good reason, I understand.
Yeah, student teaching, summer school. So she's doing a great job with all the things that she's doing with schooling and all that kind of thing. So happy to have Maddie watching back home live as well.
Yeah, Steve Sinclair sent me a note that she wouldn't make it, and I said, well, I hope she's well aware that she's more than welcome to join us. Yeah. And then I heard the good news. And someone who spent my entire career as an educator, I appreciate what she's doing.
Bottom of 2 in the lower part of the back sheet, guys. Bottom of 2 in the lower part of the back sheet. Let's get way better, guys.
Number 1 of Brenham Crouch out there on the racetrack for what will actually be the first actual hot lap session here tonight. Of course, the 2023 IRA champion out of Lubbock, Texas in the High Plains Building Division, Carbon Safety Technologies, Tri-Pack Lubricants, number 1.
Yeah, referred to as for real this time. Chris Wyndham comes out, the notch number 55, Canton, Illinois driver. His father, Preston, was a more of a motorcycle racer. And according to Chris, got pretty banged up over the course of his career. Chris really first came into my world racing in the Kenyon midget division for Mel and Don Kenyon.
Sure.
And from the very early age, he was poised and really unflappable. USAC Triple Crown winner.
Doing a great job in wing sprint cars now as he makes that transition, like a few drivers before him have as well. One of our Rookie of the Year contenders with the IRA sprint cars rolling off at turn number 4 right now out of Waupun, Wisconsin. The Chasing Hope Tour, Eglin & Sons Excavating, anything and everything home maintenance. B&B Plumbing, Optimum Electric, number 99. That is Tyler Brabant. And behind him, the series points leader out of Hannah City, Illinois, the Ryan Auto, Marshall's Tap, CT Power Washing, Coleman's Mini Services, number 96. That is the Hannah City Outlaw, Jake Blackhurst.
Scotty, this is your hot lap. You're going to go green with this.
Brabant's bumped into the show on 4 occasions, and 2024 as he learns this game.
Yeah, Tyler picked up a few Hard Charger awards last year with the IRA sprint cars in limited competition before they decided to go full-time here in 2024.
You know, going back to Chris Wyndham, Lauren, it'd be very interesting, and I've delved in this a little bit for the drivers about what just is the biggest transition. I mean, certainly there's the speed, and that's a little bit different, but, you know, I think about the whole discussion of wicker bills and dirty air and moving wings around, and, you know, I did an article on a Indianapolis 500 veteran, Chili Bowl winner, the great Donnie Beechler. Donnie Beechler told me when he began his career in Springfield, Illinois, his dad built his first wing for him. He first went out in a wing show without a wing, realized that wouldn't work. His dad built him a wing out of 2x4s. And at one point, wings were something you sort of stuck on your car, and you put them at some angle. You certainly didn't adjust them very much, and that, of course, has evolved over time. But dealing with the air and how the cars drive differently, it'd just be interesting to hear all the different drivers who make the transition, what is that's been the most difficult for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a few drivers with the IRA now and have been full-time and are full-time this year that have come from the midget ranks, like Jake Blackhurst and Jake Newman and Kyle Schuett watching at home as well. And, you know, those guys, I know what they've said one of the biggest differences is the midgets and non-wing cars seem like to drive off the right rear, whereas these cars drive off the left rear.
Right.
So,
but in the midget and in the wing car, if you can keep it straight, you're largely going to be more successful. For years, Keith Kuntz liked to put his midget drivers in a wing car and felt they were better when they came back.
So green flag out here on Hot Lap session number 1, part of Box 3 Media Hot Laps with the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint cars. Time starting to roll in here. Chris Wyndham to the top of the board. A 12.371. That's pretty close to where we need to be for Hot Laps and qualifying. See Aiden Schmidt, the number 12S, exiting the Speedway up back stretch. So track is there now. We are full speed ahead. Early second in IRA point, Scotty Thiel slowing to a stop there in turn number 3 on the inside of the Speedway. I'll tell you, Bryce Norris top of the board right now with a 12.322, and again, we expect those times to fall the further we get on in Hot Laps here tonight.
It's been an interesting year for Scotty Thiel. He's been in victory lane a couple times and top 5 finishes, but some not so good nights that have sort of hampered his championship contention. Now, do I think Scotty Thiel will be there if he's in them all?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he just a little bit of consistency issues for the 73 car here in 2024. But again, he is always a threat to win a feature no matter where we go or who we race with. So for the 73 here tonight, Bryce Norris top of the board in Hot Laps so far after that first session at 12.322. And then Chris Wyndham in second at 12.371. Brenham Crouch in third. Scotty Thiel fourth. And Aiden Schmidt rounds out the top 5. And again, we expect those times to fall into the 11-second bracket as we move towards qualifying. Group number 2 for Box 3 Media Hot Laps rolls to the Speedway now to Mason City, Illinois. This driver hits the racetrack first out of Mason City, Illinois. In the Chase Briscoe Racing, Mahindra Contractors, Dorset Automotive, Ford Performance, Dia Edge, number 5. That is the Shark, Carter Sarf. Again, joining us out of Brownsburg, wrong number. Out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the philpools.com FXG sign and label, Substop SCC Trucking, Winners Performance Products, number 17N. That is Dylan Norris. Rolling down the back straightaway behind Dylan. Out of Mooresville, Indiana, the Edco General Contractors, HPI, Daystar Directional Drilling, number 35. That is Zach Hampton. Zach recently relocating out to the Knoxville area. Worked for Dennis Gainey and DGRD Motorsports.
Recently had that series of videos demonstrating putting a sprint car together. It's
Fantastic
pretty cool.
work with him and Justin
Just
Fiedler
Fielder, yeah.
Dirt Tracker, yes. The 1T of Trevin Littleton rolling into turn number 1 out of Jacksonville, Illinois. The Bills West State Tavern, Bricky's Junction, Jacksonville Iron Wessler Bros Golden Eagle Distributing Machine picked up his first career 410 sprint car win at the Farmington Empire Speedway earlier on here in 2024. And again, out of Chandler, Arizona, the Amy Electrical Smith Titanium number 19 AZ, Hayden Reinbold rolling off at turn number 2. And one of the final cars here in this hot lap session out of Waupun, Wisconsin, the Chasing Hope Tour, Eglin & Sons Excavating. Anything and everything home maintenance, B&B Plumbing, Optimum Electric number 21. That is Will Garrett's. So just about set to turn them loose for second hot lap session here tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Part of Maverick Mayhem with the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Cars and the Honest Abe Roofing Maverick Winged Outlaws. And everybody's still chasing Bryce Norris in the number 37 at the top of the speed charts with a 12.322 after just one session of hot laps.
Bryce Norris finished 8th in the first Maverick race of the year, Terrell Haute.
Hey guys,
You've seen him in 305 sprint cars.
We're going to go with the 35. He's exiting turn 2. The faster you go, the more laps you get. Let's go.
So here we go, getting serious.
Hot lap session number 2, taking the green flag here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Jumping to the top of the speed charts in that Chase Briscoe Racing number 5. A little bit of smoke exiting the 1T of Trevin Littleton. I believe that's just going to be oil off of the headers. Mainly happening in on corner entry. So after that second group, pretty much everybody eclipsing group number 1. Carter Sarf at the top of the board. First driver into the 11-second bracket, an 11.703. For Carter Sarf. Emerson Axum also into the 11s with an 11.845. Hayden Reinbold in third. Zach Hampton fourth. Dylan Norris rounds out the top 5. Then Will Garrett's, Bryce Norris, Chris Wyndham, Brenham Crouch, and Scotty Thiel still the top 10.
Not Kyle Larson's record with high limit. However, the very first Maverick race, we're underneath Brady Bacon's fast qualifying effort that night.
Still 4 more sessions left to go here for Box 3 Media Hot Laps tonight.
So big thanks again to Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar in Brownsburg and the sister store, Mr. B's in Avon, coming up with a $1,000 point fund for the 4-race Maverick Mayhem and $500 for the overall hard charger. Appreciate the support. We'd welcome anyone who wants to continue to sort of get on board with this very exciting partnership.
Driver rolling down the front straightaway right now. Out of Plymouth, Indiana, the Islander in Wide Performance, Premier Planning Services, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Deschler Lounge, Pro Auto Wraps, number 4. That is Zane DeVault. Zane DeVault in the number 4.
And he was 4th in the very first Maverick race here at Lincoln Park. So he found this racetrack to his liking on a cold October night.
And a driver that won that first Maverick race, rolling through turns 1 and 2 right now to Fairland, Indiana. The Lifestyle Homes, Griffin's Propane, Parallax Motorsports is Michael Dutra Motorsports. Pro Source number 17 GP, that is Cale Thomas.
Yeah, a little bit different team. He runs with Jay Kaiser so often with so much success. A candle maker by trade. Very interesting guy who was interested in doing the wing thing early on. Spent a little bit of time in the Keystone State trying to get his program going there, but he's found a pretty good home recently, a couple of good teams.
And rolling down the back straightaway right now, one of our contenders for Sage Fruit Hefner Racing Products Rookie of the Year Award. Currently second in that points race out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, the Julian Shade Shop, Hefner Racing Products, Victory Fuel, Oak Creek Automotive, North Star Manufacturing, number 85J. That is Logan Julian. 15 years of age behind the wheel of the 410 sprint car for his first full season.
Can you imagine that? There was a time when you had to be 21 to race about any particular season. He began the year really with a bang, with a nice 9th place run at Beaver Dam.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a couple top 10 finishes this year, but been an up and down year, to say the least, for the 85J.
Which just happens when you're a rookie.
Yes.
I don't care if you're 15 or 30.
Rolling down the back straightaway out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the Honest Abe Roofing, number 16 TH, Kevin Newton. One of the proprietors of the show here tonight.
Yeah. He's a former Neymar's midget champion earlier in his career. He took some time away for business, and he seems to race something every weekend now.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's 410s, 360s, non-wing, Kevin Newton's behind the wheel. And right in front of Kevin down the back straightaway, another member of that legendary early racing family here in Indiana, out of Hebron, Indiana. The Tim Goldsway, now to Gary James Trucking, All-Star Performance, Lane Automotive, Impact Racing, number 12, that is Corbin Gurley. The green flag flies here on the 3rd Fox 3 Media Hot Lap session here tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Well, one of the proprietors of the show here tonight, Kevin Newton, top of the board. And the Honest Abe Roofing, number 16 TH. Kevin with an 11.504. Corbin Gurley now second quick in the number 12. Carter Starr third. Cale Thomas fourth, and Emerson Axum rounds out the top 5 now. Kevin Newton, he's been finding some speed early on in the night and pretty much wherever he races.
Well, obviously the racetrack's going to get quicker and better as we dial it in. But again, in Kevin Newton's case,
there, yeah.
I mean, he's been swimming in the dark, deep end of the pool, and ultimately, even if you get your head handed to you regularly, you're probably going to get better.
Yes. So group number 4 heading to the racetrack now, led out by the 2-time IRA champion and a feature winner already here in 2024 out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, the Northwest Cable Construction Emergency Starting and Towing RNH Racing Equipment, Falby Auto, number 2W, that is the Iron Man, Scotty Neitzel. Behind Scotty, rolling into turn number 1 out of Lincoln, Illinois. Another veteran of the midget ranks in the Midwest, Levi Ray and Stroop Incorporated Central Illinois Security, number 3B, that is Shelby Bosey. Rolling into turn number 1 out of Waterville, Ohio, the Control Design Solutions, Banshee Graphics, Tire Slick, Complete Collision Services, Kistler Racing Engines, number 5T, that is Travis Philo. Working behind Travis, another driver that has a eerily similar paint scheme to the number 5T, just a little bit different shade of orange. Out of Sherman, Illinois, the Rusty's Auto Service, Odell Trucking, Fast Lane Motorsports, Request Electric, Bernard Trucking, the number B8 is John Bernard. So this is the original first group back out here for an actual hot lap session at Lincoln Park Speedway.
1, 2, and 3, right? Coming back out. Yeah. And Race control imploring them, yes, we're going to bring you back out.
Yes, and they have.
And they have.
The 19 of Joel Myers Jr. rolling into turn number 1, testing out that top side there. Out of Sevastopol, California, the Shitty Coolers, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar, Performance Composites, number 19. Behind him, Chris Spitz in the Don's Machine Shop, number 4K. And we'll throw the green here on Hot Lap session number 4. The IRA Sprint Cars and the Maverick Winged Outlaws here tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Track continuing to improve here. Lap times now down into the low 11-second bracket. We are closing in on the track record here at the Lincoln Park Speedway as we bring Hot Lap session number 4 to a close. So Travis Philo to the top of the board. He is just 1/10 of a second away from the track record here at Lincoln Park Speedway at 11:364. Kevin Newton still second, Quick Corbin Gurley third, Joel Myers Jr. in fourth, and Darren Nida now rounds out the top 5 with Carter Sarf, Gage Montgomery, Scotty Neitzel, Cale Thomas, and Emerson Axum rounding out the top 10 with just 2 more sessions of hot laps to go before we begin single car qualifying here tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Give a shout out to Jacob Irwin watching live at home on FloRacing, competitor with the IRA Lightning Sprints back in the upper Midwest.
I got a text from J.J. Ely, but I don't know if he's watching, but I hope he is.
Tyler Rankin rolling into turns 1 and 2 right now. Again, the point leader for the Sage Fruit Hefner Racing Products Rookie of the Year Award out of Angola, Indiana. The Flint Trucking, Richards Well Drilling and Repair, New Finish Sandblasting and Powder Coating, CMR Wholesale, number 16C. Brady Bacon rolling down the front straightaway in the second of the Honest Abe Roofing number 16 cars. The 16T for Brady Bacon out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The 3N of Jake Newman, the 2022 Series Rookie of the Year, rolls into turn number 1 out of New Berlin, Illinois. The Brent Professional Agriculture, S&J Grade Trucking, Modern Paving, and Scrap number 3N. Already a 3 times winner in his career with the IRA Sprint Cars. A winner this season at the Sycamore Speedway in Sycamore, Illinois.
Back to Brady Bacon, his young son has started his karting career, so that would be a 4th-generation Bacon. His grandfather, Ted Bacon, was outstanding, particularly at the racetrack in Dewey, Oklahoma, ran in Oklahoma. His father, Lightning Leon Bacon, and Brady, we know what he has done. And he's raced the wing car quite a bit, and a lot of help from Mike and Megan Eubanks, who ran Port City for so many years, at one point called Rougeau Speedway. But he slapped the wing on pretty regularly, and when he does, he usually makes some noise.
Yes. 28 of Luke Verardi out there in the Springfield Pepsi, number 28. Took a wild ride with the IRA Sprint Cars the last time he competed with us at the Angel Park Speedway in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Team Mez back out there as well in the Team Mez TV Don Whitney Racing, number 00. So we'll turn the green once Blake Hahn gets back around to the front straightaway here. Second to final hot lap session here.
We'd have to check with Don Whitney, but T-Mez told me once that every race car owner in America should know to not pay attention to a word he says for the first 10 minutes he got out of the race car. Time starting to dance around a little, Lauren, and get quicker.
Yeah, a lot of drivers down into that 11-3 bracket. Nobody in the 11-2s just yet. So possibly the track's still getting quicker even as we roll along here. Parker Price Miller to the top of the board now with an 11.360. Travis Philo in the second spot, 11.364. And T-Mez, Thomas Meserol, third with an 11.368.
Well, I had my eyes on T-Mez, Lauren, and I really liked the way I talked about turn number 2. He went through there and looked in great shape. So I'm not surprised that his time indicated what looked to me like to be an awfully good run.
Yeah, so those three all in the 11.3 second bracket. Then Max Guilford at an 11.5 flat. Ayrton Jeniton an 11.504. Actually tied with Kevin Newton for the fifth spot with an 11.504. Then you have Corbin Gurley, Joel Myers Jr., Darren Nida, and Carter Sarf rounding out the top 10.
And again, let's remember Kyle Larson in high limit back on the 10th of October last year, 11.278.
We are very close.
We're very, very close to a new track record here.
And with only one hot lap session remaining, and that is led out by Sutter, California's Logan Seavey in the Parts Authority MPV Express DKW Transport number 24. Jordan Goldsberry follows Seavey out onto the racetrack. The Springfield, Illinois native in the Rockstar Energy Drink Flamin' Hot Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh. Ryan Otto, number 65. And I know Logan Seavey has an amount of success with USAC and all of their divisions. I would give a lot of things to watch Logan Seavey run a full season in wing sprint cars.
Well, he'd pick it up. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, he's from Northern California, particularly 360s have been strong there for a while. Not that 410s aren't, but there just seems to be more of it. He has that natural feel for a race car. Over the years, Lauren, when I think about the all-time greats, they can get in a race car, they have an innate feel for it almost instantly and adjust. And obviously, Logan Seavey is starting to get into that rarefied air that you talk about, a driver being an elite talent.
Absolutely, and another driver to watch here tonight in qualifying and here in hot laps. Austin Hartman in the 87A, always fast in qualifying, it seems like, especially when the track is fast and hammered down like this out of Plymouth, Wisconsin. We've seen Hartman plus a beer realty metal craft on the bottom tree service number 87A. Actually picked up a quick time award in his rookie year at the Plymouth third track with the IRA sprint cars. Time starting to come in here for this final hot lap session in Box 3 Media Hot Laps. Oh, there we go. New driver at the top of the board, Logan Seavey.
He heard you talking about him.
Yes. Right on cue, Logan Seavey to the top of the board in Box 3 Media Hot Laps tonight. He will take the Box 3 Media Hot Lap Award in 11.356 by just 4 thousandths of a second from Parker Price Miller. This track is fast, and we are about to go green on qualifying here tonight for the IRA Sprint Cars and the Maverick Winged Outlaws. Logan Seavey, top of the board in hot laps. Parker Price Miller second, Travis Philo third, Thomas Meserol fourth, Max Guilford in fifth, Ayrton Jeniton, Kevin Newton, Corbin Gurley, Joel Myers Jr., and Noah Gass round out the top 10. So word from race control, we are ready to qualify here. So just wetting down the push-off lane there, and we will send them out. Single car qualifying, Flight A, 28 cars in Flight A, 27 cars in Flight B here tonight. So drivers, and this is interesting here at the Lincoln Park Speedway, they are green the first time by the flag stand. So definitely going to have to try and learn what you can on the first lap and then go for it in the second lap almost.
Bixby, Oklahoma's Taylor Reimer. And
yes,
you see that film of her flying off the lip.
When I was here for the high limit race here last year, saw some guys in the wing cars doing that as well, just taking that hard right out of the push-off lane and jumping onto the racetrack here to try and get any kind of momentum that they could.
There are some films that just remind you that there's a reason why some people race and some don't. When I saw Taylor hit that racetrack airborne, I thought, yeah, that's good. She's the professional here.
Yeah, we're good. You're okay.
This ought to be fun.
Again, qualifying tonight, it is normally important with the IRA sprint cars. However, tonight it is even more important with no inverts for the heat races due to the car count that we have. So running 6 heat races, no invert, and just taking the heat winners to the dash redraw. So it is going to be incredibly paramount to put in a good qualifying lap here tonight. And the way that track held up over the last 3 or 4 hot lap sessions there, I don't think it's going to slow down very much, if at all, by the time we get towards the end of this, at least this first flight.
Interesting always what drivers' reaction are to their draw. They don't know what the racetrack is yet, but they got a sense. It'll be interesting to see where's the fastest moments in this track as we turn them out for qualifying.
So again, due to the reshuffling of the hot laps there, just taking a couple seconds to get those Group 1 cars, because they really just hot lapped not that long ago, getting those cars back in staging.
So again, Lauren, we've got a couple of flights of qualifying, and that sets up our heat races and our everything that goes forward.
Yes, so Flight A for qualifying tonight will set the heat race lineups for heat races 1, 2, and 3. Flight B will set the lineups for heats 4, 5, and 6 tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway.
And then the dash is lined up also by flights?
Just one dash here tonight.
One night.
Just the heat race winners. So just 6 cars in the dash here tonight, 4 laps that will be. And we are pushing off for qualifying here at the Lincoln Park Speedway, and it will be led out by the 2-time IRA champion out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, the Northwest Cable Construction, Emergency Starting and Towing, R&H Racing Equipment, Falby Auto, FK Rodheads, number 2W. This is the Iron Man, Scotty Neitzel. Neitzel picking up a win earlier on this season at the Wilmot Raceway to take his total win tally with the IRA Sprint Cars to 26 over his career. He will come off of turn number 4 to complete his first of 2 laps. 11.567 first time around for Scotty Neitzel, the early benchmark here tonight. And turns 3 and 4, he will complete his qualifying effort and go faster. 11.503, 11.503. The better of the 2 times for Scotty Neitzel.
Supergout car number 19 from Sebastopol, California. That's Joel Myers Jr. Cheney Coolers, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar, Performance Composites, and Bird are his sponsors.
And he did it. He took the hard right-hand turn, hard left-hand turn out of the chute.
Backs it into turn number 2. Here comes Joel Myers Jr.
First time by 11.136. Quick time for Joel Myers Jr.
Hustles hard into turn number 4. Let's see when he gets to lap number 2.
And slightly slower on lap number 2, so that 11.136 will stick as the better of the 2 times for Joel Myers Jr., but top of the board so far by just a few tenths ahead of Scotty Neitzel. Next car to the Speedway out of Sherman, Illinois, the Rusty's Auto Service, Odell Trucking, Fast Lane Motorsports, Quest Electric, Bernard Trucking, number B8. This is John Bernard. John's competed with us a couple times here in 2024 with the IRA Sprint Cars. Off of turn number 4, his first time by the flag stand will be a 12.243. 12.243, first time by the flag stand for John Bernard. One of the young up-and-comers in the Illinois sprint car scene. His second time by will be into the 11-second bracket in 11.872. 11.872, better of the 2 times for John Bernard.
That's your Brigade Garanida from Adrian, Michigan. Sikorsky Excavating, Poor Racing, Townline Variety, Nathan Ackland Racing, and Binks Motorsports. Lap number 1 for Darren Nida. He stops the clock at 11.872, 11.872. Backs it hard into turn number 3, comes off towards the checkered flag. His second lap is second quick at 11.446.
So Darren Nida up to second quick overall. And the next car to hit the Speedway out of Valparaiso, Indiana, the Team Volkswagen Audi Type 22 All-Star Performance Lane Automotive Quick Time Car Wash number 13. This is Van Gurley Jr. Van backs it through turns 3 and 4, about a half a lane off of the cushion. And his first time by the flag stand is 4th quick so far out of the 5 cars, 11.855. 11.855 first time by for Van Gurley Jr. Backs it into turn number 3, all 4 wheels up off of the ground. And his second time will be slower, but that 11.855 good enough for 4th quick so far.
Just takes one good one. That's what he had there. 4th fastest overall. From Taylorville, Illinois, in the Springfield Pepsi entry, this is Luke Verardi. Luke had a little bit of a spin when the racetrack was very slick. A little bit more to his liking this time. Here's Luke completing his first lap, and it's a 12.612, 12612. Right down the middle of the racetrack, comes close to the infield tire. Brian Haute with the checkered flag, and Verardi's second lap is 12.612. That's the best efforts.
Next car to hit the Speedway out of Waterville, Ohio, the Control Design Solution, Banshee Graphics, Tire Slick, Complete Collision Services, Kistler Racing Engines, number 5T. This is Travis Philo. Travis Philo in the number 5T. Competed full-time in Ohio Sprint Speed Week the past couple weeks with the Fast on Dirt Series in the number 5T. Off of turn number 4, his first time will go third quick in 11.479. 11.479 first time by for Travis Philo. Needs about 0.3 of a second to get up and challenge Joel Myers Jr. for quick time. That cushion building up already here tonight. A little bit slower on his second time in 11.738. That 11.479 will stick for Travis Philo.
From Fredericktown, Missouri, this is Gage Montgomery. Different homes, Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Sierra Enterprises, TLC, Horizons, and Steel. For Gage Montgomery, the Show Me Stater right now comes off of turn number 4. Gage's first lap, 5th quick overall, 11.680, 11680. Up there, the loose stuff a bit, that may cost him. And no help, no, yes indeed, went up. Good effort, 11.451. That is third quick. Lord, I didn't think it would be there, and it was.
Fantastic effort from just the second-year sprint car driver, Gage Montgomery, or 410 driver, Gage Montgomery, I should say. And the next driver to the Speedway, out of Lincoln, Illinois, the Levi Ray and Shoup Incorporated, Central Illinois Security on the grind, tree stump removal, number 3B. This is Shelby Bosey. Bosey off of turn number 4 will take his first of 2 times, goes 6th quick at 11.581. 11.581 first time by for Shelby Bosey in the Modern Paving and Scrap, Newman Farm, number 3B. He gets into the rough stuff through turns 3 and 4. Can he improve on his second lap as well? And he will not. 11.676, so he'll take that 11.581 6th quick for Shelby Bosey.
That'll bring out the driver from Salem, Wisconsin. This is Chris Spence. Don's Machine Shop, 4K Tech Services, Cutler Express Trucking, Merlin of Waukesha, and Genesis Chiropractic. Ninth quick overall for Chris, 11.905. And second effort from Chris, he bumps up to 7th with 11.841. 11841.
Next car to the Speedway out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot, number 16T. This is Brady Bacon. Oh, the Macho Man up and over the cushion off of turn number 2. That'll definitely cost him on his first lap. We'll see what he can do on his second time. The first time by, though, will be in 11.826. Going to need to be better on his second time around, and is better through turns 1 and 2. We'll see how 3 and 4 is. Backs it through the corner. Much better off of turn number 4 to the line. He will go second quick at 11.393. 11.393, best of the 2 times for Brady Bacon's second quick so far.
Now, the boss looked pretty good at hot laps, so he had to deliver right there. This guy comes to us from Auckland, New Zealand. Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Tony Elliott Foundation, Micah, and Bennick Enterprises is sponsor. This is Max Guilford. And Max Guilford, 5th quick overall. Good effort. Lap number 1, 11.474. 11.474. And his second lap, Max Guilford will stay right there, 5th quick. That first lap was 11.474.
Next driver to the track out of Avon, Indiana, the K.E. Baker Trucking, number $33 sign. This is Shane O'Banion. Shane O'Banion in the $33 sign. Shane's competed with the IRA Sprint Cars before at the Sycamore Speedway and at the Wilmot Raceway and 141 Speedway. His first time by the track, or by the flag stand, will be in 11.842. 11.842 first time around for Shane O'Banion. Off at turn number 4 to complete his qualifying effort here tonight. And slightly faster at 11.834, goes 9th quick 11.834 so far for Shane O'Banion.
Well, one would imagine this will be one to watch from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. In the Spotties Race Products, Aces Up Imports, Clint Stires Racing, CSR Garage, Blunt Lubricants, two-time ASCS National Champion. This is Blake Hahn. Blake Hahn. 8th quick overall, 11.555. 11.555 for Blake Hahn. It's a little bit slower lap number 2. He'll stay right there, 11.555. Pretty mixed on whether the first or second lap is quicker.
We'll see what happens here with this next driver. Another one to watch out of San Jose, California. The Team STV, Don Whitney Racing, Phillips Fab and Coating, Schaefer's Racing Oil, Engler Machine and Tool, number 00. This is Team Ez, Thomas Meserol. His first time by will be 10th quick and 11.608. 11.608. Drivers looking to get tighter and tighter coming off of turn number 2. That ledge is building up here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Off of turn number 4, his second lap will be 3rd quick and 11.410. 11.410 for Team Ez, Thomas Meserol.
Out now for New Berlin, Illinois. He's a former Para Ride Midget champion and Rookie of the Year with the IRA. Brand Professional Agricultural, S&J Gray Trucking, Modern Paving and Scrap. This is Jake Newman. Jake Newman turns an 11.895. 11.895. Kelly Construction and Smith Titanium also support his efforts. Jake moves up to 11th quick with an 11.706. 11.06. That's 11th quick for Jake Newman.
And the next driver to the Speedway out of Versailles, Missouri in the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, Hipton Gravel, Kenny Style, High Performance Lubricants, number 3. This is Ayrton Genitin. Ayrton Genitin in the number 3. Genitin, a multi-time Sprint Invaders feature winner, former full-time competitor at the Knoxville Raceway. His first time by will go 2nd quick in 11.158. 11.158. He only needs 22 thousandths of a second to eclipse Joel Myers Jr. Off with turn number 4. Cannot do so in 11.221, but 2nd quick for Ayrton Genitin.
Out now from Kokomo, Indiana, it's the law firm. Parker, Price, Miller, the Chalk Sticks entry. We would expect a good one here. That's 3rd quick. Lap number 111.366. Downline Variety and Elite Wings also sponsor his efforts. Here's PPM. 2nd lap, not any help. But the first lap, good for 3rd quick, an 11.366.
Next car to the track out of Avon, Indiana, the Engine Ice High Performance Coolants. Sturgeon Dyno Services, Chocolat, number 77S. This is Trey McGranahan. Trey McGranahan in the number 77S. Sliding up to that cushion off of turn number 4. His first time by will be 18th quick, 12.412. 12.412 first time around for McGranahan. Hard on the gas through turns 3 and 4 into the line. Will try and improve and does so up to 16th quick, an 11.844. 11.844, the best of 2 times for Trey McGranahan.
And this is the Rookie of the Year competitor from Angola, Indiana, the Flint Trucking, Richards Well Drilling and Repair, New Finish, Sandblasting and Powder Coating entry. This is Tyler Rankin. CMR Tools, Quality Diesel Performance. Also on board Rankin's effort. First lap, 19th quick overall, 12.409. 1.2.409. Hard on the gas through 4. Let's see if Tyler improves. He does to 17th quick, 11.849. 1.1849.
And the next driver out to take time here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Night 1 of Maverick Mayhem out of Springfield, Illinois. The Rockstar Energy Drink, Flamin' Hot, Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh, Rhine Auto, Modern Paving and Scrap, number 65. This is Jordan Goldsberry. Jordan Goldsberry in the number 65. A 10-time career IRA feature winner. Off at turn number 4, he will go 14th quick and 11.747. 11.747 first time around for Goldsberry. Looked a lot better through turns 1 and 2 that lap. Backs it into turns 3 and 4. Looks a lot smoother this time by. We'll see what he can do. And he will go up to 13th quick at 11.633. 11.633, best of 2 times for Jordan Goldsberry.
The USAC Ironman comes from Fort Branch, Indiana. The Davis Brothers, Cruz Farms, Brown Brothers Excavating, and KBC Graphics. This is Chase Stockton. Chase Stockton. 21st quick, 12.076. We'll see if Chase can improve in lap number 2. He's going to stay right there, the quicker. 11.923. 11.923 for Chase Stockton.
So track possibly starting to taper off just a little bit. But this driver out here trying to prove us wrong out of Sutter, California. The Parts Authority, MPV Express, DKW Transport, number 24. This is Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey in the 24. First time by the flag stand will be 12th quick and 11.579. 11.579 first time around for Seavey. Starting to get slick up by the cushion here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Off at turn number 4, right rear in the fluff. To the line, he will go 9th quick and 11.475. 11.475, best time for Logan Seavey.
Well, the first Maverick race of the year. This was the guy who came on top from Hanover, Pennsylvania. Pell's Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Auto Barn Auto Parts, Triple X Chassis, and Shark Racing, and that
does not sound good.
Nope. Sounded like my 62 Carmen Ghia.
Oh, boy. So Jacob Allen, hopefully he can come back out. I believe he would get 1 lap at the end of qualifying if he was able to turn a lap. So this next driver out hails out of Plymouth, Wisconsin, in the Christine Hartman, Pleasant View Realty, Metal Craft, Shuffle Bottom Tree Service, The Dispensary, Holler Hills Bar and Grill, Quash's Construction, number 87A. This is the Dirt Track Heart Attack, Austin Hartman. Hartman taking the green. Former Quick Time Award winner with the IRA Sprint Cars at the Plymouth Dirt Track. Has picked up a few top 10s here in 2024. His first time by the flag stand will be 23rd quick at 12.049. 12.049 first time around for Hartman. Best career IRA finish, 6th place at the Beaver Dam Raceway in 2022. Off of turn number 4 to the line, he will go much better on his second time around. 11.812, 16th quick for Austin Hartman. Big improvement for the 87A.
Jacob Allen wants to try and
Getting down to the last of this flight. We'll begin with the driver from Mounds, Oklahoma, Arrowhead Electric, Big G Transport, Speed Medium, Maxim Chassis Entry. This is Noah Gass. Noah Gass, 16th quick, 11.789, 11.789. High Performance Lubricants also support Noah Gass. His second lap is better, 14th quick at 11.616. 11.616.
And the next driver out is the second to last car here in Flight A of qualifying here tonight out of Sussex, Wisconsin. The Schlafer Auto Body, Big Fish Contracting, Cut and Go, Dynamic Stampings, Hop Farms, Indian Motorcycles of Metro Milwaukee. Number 25, this is Danny Schlafer. Danny Schlafer in the number 25. His first time around will be 25th quick at 12.172. 12.172 first time around for Schlafer. 4-time IRA feature winner in his career back in 2022. His second time by will slow down just a little bit at 12.173, so that 12.172, the best time for Danny Schlafer.
And this will conclude, unless Jacob Allen can come out and do 1 lap. From Tempe, Arizona, the Sterling Kling Racing DRC Chassis Motor State Entry, this is Sterling Kling. Sterling Kling turns a 12.122. 12.122. 25th quick, up in the fluff. And one would suspect that will not help him, and it does not. 12.122.
And I do not see Jacob Allen back there. So race fans, as of now, after Flight A of qualifying here tonight, we have a new track record here at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Joel Myers Jr. currently at the top of qualifying, but again, 1 flight left to go. And is that Jacob Allen pulling up into the push-off lane there?
It looks like it is.
So he should be able to get one lap here to take the tail of this Flight A of qualifying.
So he's coming.
So here comes Jacob Allen in the 1A.
I don't think he's going to negate anything you said about quick time, but it only takes one good one. And critical for Jacob to try to get the best lap he can.
Yes. And it still does not sound quite right.
Nope, not.
Sounds better.
It's better, but not well.
So Jacob's one and only lap is an 11.331. That's actually a decent lap compared into that first flight of qualifying. That's going to put him into the top 10 here, I believe.
Certainly better than the one he had.
Yes, for sure. So well worth it for Jacob Allen to come back out here and make that final attempt at qualifying here.
He was third quick, guys.
So he was actually third quick out of that first flight. So that was very
unbelievable.
worth it. Very worth it for Jacob Allen. What a recovery by the Shark Racing team.
So well enough.
Yes. So we move into Flight B of qualifying. Your quick timer in Flight A was the 19 of Joel Myers Jr. with that 11.1 second lap. That is unofficially your new track record. But again, a whole flight of cars left to go here. Led out by the Canton, Illinois driver, USAC Triple Crown winner in the NOS Energy Drink, Logan Contractor, Zip Bonds, Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 55. This is Big Daddy Chris Windham. Windham takes the green on his first of two qualifying laps. First driver here in Flight B of qualifying. NOS Energy Drink number 55, off of turn number 4, his first time by the flake stand. Will be an 11.803. 11.803 first time around for Chris Windham in the Vermeer Motorsports machine here in 2024 after a stint with Lane Racing into 2023. Second time around will be much better, an 11.782. 11.782, better of the two times for Chris Windham.
That should bring up the current bumper-to-bumper IRA point leader and looking to be a three-time champion. Beheaded City, Illinois, the Ryan Auto, Marshall's Tap, CT Power Washing, Coleman's Mini Service Entry. This is Jake Blackhurst. And Jake goes to the head of the class with an 11.728, 11.728. He's a former USAC HPD midget champion early in his career. Jake's second lap is better at 11.721, 11.721. And again, these times are only gauged against each other in this flight.
Correct. So next driver out to take time out of Waupun, Wisconsin. This is Tyler Brabant. Tyler Brabant in the Chasing Hope Tour, Egglund & Sons Excavating. Anything and everything, home maintenance, B&B Plumbing, Optimum Electric, number 99. Try in the middle of the speedway through turns 3 and 4. Haven't seen that tried yet, and it will yield a 12.657. 12.657 for Tyler Brabant. Off at turn number 4, the Rookie of the Year competitor will complete his qualifying efforts and go slower, a 12.997. He'll take that 12.657 as the best of two times for Tyler Brabant.
From Terrell Haute, Indiana, the Haute Hospitality, Culver's, Platinum Lawn Care, Russ Fisher Truck Parts Entry. This is the exciting Bryce Norris. This kid has shown some speed, 12.160, 12610, third for now. Dorset Automotive and Engler Machine and Tool also support his efforts. Second lap, not better. He'll stay right there in third quick. 12.160 for Bryce Norris.
And the next car to the Speedway, the 2023 IRA champion and Rookie of the Year out of Lubbock, Texas. In the High Plains Building Division, Carbon Safety Technologies, Tri-Pack Lubricants, Wilson Wrecker Service, Lubbock Wrecker, number 1. This is Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 1. Off at turn number 4, hard on the gas in the number 1. He goes third quick at 12.066. 12.066, tries to slide up to the cushion off at turn number 2. That ledge getting thicker and thicker around the Lincoln Park Speedway here in qualifying. His second time will go faster at 11.869, but still third quick. 11.869, third quick for Brenham Crouch.
And now for Brownsburg, Indiana, the Been There, Dump That, J&J Storage, Smith Trucking, Jeff Peck Imaging, Him Show Car, From Brownsburg, this is Reese Saldana. And Reese Saldana turns a 12.601. When you have a little Joe and a Joey in your family, you're from great racing stock. Reese Saldana's second lap, quicker, 12.486, fifth quick overall.
Next driver to the racetrack out of Corey, Indiana, the Maddox Heating, Cooling, Shelter Insurance, number 28B. This is Brandon Maddox. Brandon Maddox in the 28B. Veteran of the non-wing ranks throughout Indiana and across the U.S., really, with USAC and many other divisions. His first time by the flank stand will be sixth quick, a 12.576. 12.576 for Brandon Maddox.
Has raced here regularly in 2024.
Oh, look out, way sideways into turn number 3. Big slick spot developing on the entry to that corner. His second time will be much slower, but that 12.576, good enough for sixth quick so far for Brandon Maddox.
With us at the opening round in Terrell Haute from Hobstown, Indiana. Westside Automation, A&N Transport, Engler Machine and Tool, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Spec Racing Engines Entry. This is Aiden Schmidt. Pretty race car, Aiden Schmidt coming off of turn number 4. And his first lap is a 12.785, 12785. We'll see if Aiden can improve in lap number 2. He does, but not in position. 12.741, eighth quickest overall, and he has come to a stop.
That appeared to
in
be
turn number 2.
Yeah, that appeared to be something terminal on the 12S. He got way out of shape off of turn number 4. It looked like it just cut out on him. Actually, surprised that he improved on his second lap because that cut out well before the start-finish line. And then a big puff of blue smoke through turns 1 and 2, which, if you know anything about engines, that is never a good sign. No. So J.J. Hickel has pushed off here in the 22X. We'll get the 12S of Aiden Schmidt off. We'll have J.J. Hickel green off of turn number 4, I believe. For the Quilcene, Washington native with Absolute Plumbing, Cook's Contracting, QuickTime Espresso, Quality Traffic Control, and Smith Titanium on the side of the 22X. JJ, of course, wants to thank Cook's Motorsports for the opportunity to drive their car here this week during Maverick Mayhem. And off of turn number 4, he'll take the green on his first of 2 qualifying laps. Again, has competed several times with the IRA sprint cars in the past couple of years with the Home Pro Roofing team. Now driving everything from Knoxville to Ohio Sprint Speed Week and everything in between. And he did not hit at the transponder line his first time around. We'll see if he does his second time. I did not get a lap time from J.J. Hickel. So a 12.023 from J.J. Hickel, his best of 2 times, I believe. Or excuse me, 11.854 was his best of 2 times. Word from race control, there was just a little timing and scoring blip there, Pat.
Always causes a moment of panic. Who we got it? Who we got it now? Scotty Thiel. Out now, it's the big wheel, Scotty Thiel. And he bumps the cushion hard.
He's been having issues all night. He had a problem in hot laps, and he's going to coast to a stop on the back straightaway. So issue there for Scotty Thiel in the Gibbsville Cheese, number 73, which will bring us to the next qualifier to hit the Speedway. Out of Jacksonville, Illinois, the Bills West State Tavern, Bricky's Junction, Jacksonville Iron, Westler Bros, Golden Eagle Distributing, number 1T. This is Trevin Littleton. Trevin Littleton in 1T. Of course, he picked up his first career 410 feature win at the Farmington Empire Speedway earlier on here in 2024. Longtime 305 sprint car competitor, still a young kid behind the wheel of that number 1T. Off at turn number 4, his first lap will be 6th quick. A 12.421. 12.421 first time around for Littleton. Oh, look out. Got way up into the cushion in turn number 3, but saved it. Heck of a save there from Trevin Littleton through turns 3 and 4. Going to not improve on his second time, unsurprisingly, but that 12.421 good enough for 6th quick so far for Trevin Littleton in the 1T.
From Waupun, Wisconsin, the 21, it's Will Garretts. Will Garretts turns the 13.026, chasing home tour. A Gilwin and Sons excavating chopper, Jim, anything and everything, home maintenance. And Will's second time, not as good as his first, 13.026, 13th quick for Will.
Next driver out onto the racetrack out of Franklin, Indiana, the WCI, Capital Industries, Klossmeyer, Petrie Motorsports, IPC, ZMAX Lubricants, number 27. This is Emerson Axum. Emerson Axum in the number 27. Axum's first time by the flake stand is quick time, an 11.541. 11.541, top of the board for Emerson Axum in a big way ahead of Jake Blackhurst. Off at turn number 4, his second lap will be faster, an 11.475. 11.475, best of the 2 times for Emerson Axum and quick time at the top of the board.
Pretty impressive effort by Emerson. That'll bring out from Mooresville, Indiana, the Edco General Contractors HPI Daystar Directional Drilling Car. This is Zach Hampton. And Zach Hampton turns a 12.279. 7th quick, 12.279. DMI Bulldog Rears Collision Concepts also sponsors for Zach. His second effort, quicker, 7th quick, still 12.268.
Zach actually using the bottom in turns 1 and 2 as well. Something we haven't seen yet so far in qualifying. Next car out to the racetrack out of Brazil, Indiana, the Brett Arrow, Timberlands Lumber, Youngblood Farms, number 16B is Harley Burns. Harley Burns in the number 16B. Whoa, look out, bouncing through turns 3 and 4, and up and over goes Harley Burns.
Yeah, he's your current Bloomington Speedway point leader and defending champion. That has been hot both here and at Lincoln Park. And that sours things in a hurry.
This got sideways in the entry into turn number 3 and bounced through. Aren't really ruts down there. I think he just bounced through the moisture a little bit on the right rear. And Harley is okay over there at turn number 4.
Indiana State University graduate. Started the year with back-to-back wins at Bloomington. He's also won here.
And they flip the 16B back up onto its wheels. Safety team from both IRA Sprint Cars and Lincoln Park Speedway down there to assist. And we have a replay for those of you watching at home on FloRacing. Yeah, just gets into the corner and just bounces. Not much he could do once that thing started pogoing up and down in the number 16B.
Exactly the right description.
So we'll get Harley Burns, number 16B, off of the Speedway. Once again, currently Emerson Axum, top of the board in Flight B of IRA Sprint Cars and Maverick Winged Outlaw qualifying here with Jake Blackhurst, Chris Wyndham, J.J. Hickle, and Brenham Crouch rounding out the top 5. But Joel Myers Jr. still sitting at the top of the overall charts with that new track record. So we'll see if anybody in these final couple cars here, actually final few cars here, can dethrone the number 19.
That extensive seat time that Emerson has had this year. He's been in a wing here and there for the last couple of years, but paying dividends. That was an impressive qualifying effort. We don't know if it'll stand up, but it's going to be a pretty tall order to unseat him.
Very tall order, and we've told the track has been slicking off just a little bit up towards that cushion, so it's going to be harder and harder to try and put together a complete lap here. Joel Myers Jr. and Ayrton Jennington actually in Flight A both were below the existing track record. So a very fast Lincoln Park Speedway here tonight, and a great lap from both Joel Myers Jr. and the 3 of Ayrton Jennington. So track just about clear. Going to check turn 4 there for any debris left by the 16B. Then we'll be ready to continue qualifying here tonight. Behind that top 5 here in qualifying in Flight B of Bryce Norris, Zach Hampton, Trevin Littleton, Reese Saldana, and Brandon Maddox rounding out the top 10. But again, we expect that to change a little bit as we continue on with Flight B of qualifying here tonight. In Flight A, your top 5 was Joel Myers Jr., Ayrton Jennington, Parker Price Miller, Brady Bacon, and Thomas Meserol. And again, the way that the heat races line up here tonight, straight up off of qualifying. So Joel Myers Jr., Ayrton Jennington, and Parker Price Miller will be on the pole for heat races 1, 2, and 3. So already ahead of the game here tonight for those 3 drivers. And again, just the heat winners heading to the dash redraw here tonight. So we're ready to continue qualifying here tonight, Pat.
We are. Tough break there for Harley Burns. Actually, we got Dylan Norris from Hanover, Pennsylvania. PhilPools.com. FXG sign and label. Subshot SCC Trucking. And Winners Performance Products. Dylan Norris, and I didn't think he was going to make that turn. But he saved it, which was impressive. Now the time you can imagine, 14.634, but he has established baseline for himself. A little bit over the cushion there, but this should be much improved for Dylan Norris. And it's much improved. 12.204, 7th quick overall. Steeled the nerves, put together a real credible lap.
Next driver out onto the racetrack out of Mason City, Illinois. This is the Shark, Carter Sarf. Carter Sarf for the Chase Briscoe Racing Mahindra Mahindra Tractors. Dorset Automotive Ford Performance Dia Edge, number 5. Carter already a MOA Sprint Car feature winner here in 2024. His first time by will be 11th quick at 12.504. 12.504 first time around for Carter Sarf. Looked a lot better through turns 1 and 2 that time.
I agree.
Through turns 3 and 4, keeping that thing as straight as he possibly can to the line. He'll go 6th quick, an 11.910. 11.910 best time for Carter Sarf. Move him up into 6th overall.
Well, the young man we've just enjoyed watching improve his game from Chandler, Arizona, AEME Electrical Smith Titanium car. This is Hayden Reinbold. Laura and I talked about some of his recent midget wins and the work he's done. He turns a 13.043, 13043. Let's see if Hayden can drop that down in lap number 2. Right through the middle of the track through 3 and 4 for Hayden Reinbold. And he's jumped to 12th quick with a 12.559, 12559.
Next driver out to the racetrack out of Memphis, Tennessee. The FSR Racing Products, Estelle Truck Repair, Kistler Racing Engines, Maxim Chassis, King Racing Products. Number 23B, this is Brian Bell. Brian Bell in the 23B. Actually went quick time with the IRA in Flight B back in 1 year ago at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. He goes 11th quick on his first time, 12.473. 12.473 first time around for Brian Bell. Oh, biking through turns 3 and 4. He goes up and over. So we saw one driver bike on the inside through turns 3 and 4, and now the cushion finally bites someone here tonight.
Sure does.
They've been flirting with it all qualifying long, and Brian Bell getting into it just a little bit too hard on the entry into turn number 3.
Yeah, he's moving around and starting to climb out of the race car.
And so Brian Belt appears to be okay in turn number 3. We'll see if we can get a replay on FloRacing here very shortly, and here it is. Exits down the back straightaway, and just into the cushion, and starts to bounce on him. And once it starts to do that, you are along for the ride.
Yeah, there's no correction there.
So we are 19 cars deep here into Flight B of qualifying. Just 7 cars remaining here in Flight B and in qualifying overall here tonight. Then we'll move into opening ceremonies and into heat race action tonight at the Lincoln Park Speedway. The good news for Brian is if they can make repairs to that car to get it back out for heat races, he put in a decent first lap at 12.473, has him 11th overall so far in Flight B. So he would have a decent heat race starting spot if he could get that car back out here. And you see him walking around assessing the damage.
He is. He's an insurance assessor right now. And also trying to direct the crew in terms of getting his car back. When we get back to action, we should see Zane Duvall from Plymouth, Indiana, Idler Inn, Wyatt Performance, Premier Planning Services, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, and Deschler Lounge. Again, big thanks to Honest Abe Roofing, our title sponsor for the Maverick Wing Sprint Car Series, and announced tonight, Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar in Brownsburg and their sister store, Mr. B's in Avon, have come up with $1,000 for the point fund for the 4 nights of racing and an overall $500 hard charge award. Much appreciated.
Want to give a shout out to Jeff Weisskopf watching back home in Wisconsin, live on FloRacing. Jeff, of course, a longtime supporter of many different teams in the state of Wisconsin and the upper Midwest and many different events. So shout out to Jeff and his family watching at home live. And we're ready to continue here.
Yeah, so again, Zane has had some pretty good luck when he's competing with Maverick and elsewhere. Well, he's developed into a really, really top competitor. Good program for Zane out of Plymouth, Indiana. A town that's had a racetrack that's been pavement, dirt, pavement. It's gone back and forth. But nonetheless, here's Zane on his effort. Oh, he gets over the lip at turn number 2. That just throws your rhythm totally off. We'll see how he recovers in lap number 2. Lap number 1 is 12.834. That's better through turn number 2. If he completes that at turn number 3 and 4, he's going to have a whole lot happier look on his face. And indeed, he will. He goes to 8th quick, 12.187, 12187.
Driving the 2H machine here tonight out of Fillmore, Indiana. This is Ivan Glotzbach in the 2H. Racers Custom and Collision, Knuckle Busted Retrievers, Tyler Cox Remax number 2H. His first time by the flag stand will be 7th quick in 11.978, 11.978. Oh, over the banking on the back straightaway. Hang on to it. And he does, gathers it back in. But his second time going to be significantly slower. But that 11.978 will be good enough for 7th quick here so far for Ivan Glotzbach.
Well, last time we were here with the Maverick Series, the inaugural race, this is the guy who won it. Lifestyle Homes, Griffin's Propane, Parallax Motorsports, Michael Dutcher Motorsports. This is Cale Thomas from Fairland, Indiana. And his first lap, 8th quick overall, 12.148, 12.148. And lap number 2, not quite as quick. He'll stay right there at 8th quick.
Next car on to the racetrack. He was quick in hot laps earlier on here tonight out of Hebron, Indiana. The team Volkswagen Audi, Gary James Trucking All-Star Performance. Lane Automotive number 12. This is Corbin Gurley. Corbin Gurley in the number 12. He's competed all over the place here in 2024. His first time is a 12.759. Started off the year competing with USCS 360s and all kinds of 360 races, and now has been running 410s for the remainder of his season. And he improves up to 13th quick. Massive improvement for Corbin Gurley on his second lap, a 12.411, a 0.3 of a second improvement for Corbin Gurley.
That'll bring up Logan Julian from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Julian Shade Shop, Hefner Racing Products, Victory Fuel, and Oak Creek Automotive. He's just a few years younger than me. 12.754, 12.754. The teenager hustles into turn at number 4. And we'll see how he does on lap number 2. Jumps up a little, 12.706.
And this was, there he is, okay. Read the number wrong, out of Pittsboro, Indiana. This is Jimmy Light and the Horsepower Incorporated Pennick Insurance. Donna's Pool and Patio, number 23. His first time off of turn number 4 will be 22nd quick at 12.914. 12.914. He works through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Saw that pay dividends for Zach Hampton in the number 35. We'll see what Jimmy Light can do here. His second time will be much better at 12.373, so there is some moisture down there on the inside at turns 1 and 2. 13th quick for Jimmy Light.
Well, it'll bring out Honest Abe himself, who was quick in hot laps. Honest Abe Roofing, Metal Supply Depot from Terrell Haute, Indiana. Former Neymar's Midget champion, this is Kevin Newton. And Kevin Newton turns a 12.677. Lap number 1. Whoa, Kevin. He's up there really in the loose stuff. So he's going to stay there. 21st quick. His first time again was 12.677.
And this was slated to be the final car in qualifying here tonight, but I do see Scotty Field back there in the push-off lane, so this will be the second to final car to take time here tonight out of Jasper, Indiana, the 87 Speed X1 race cars, Fox Shocks, Makers Foundation, Angler Machine and Tool, number 87, this is Reed Whitney. Off at turn number 4, his first lap will be 25th quick at 13.395, 13.395 first time around for Reed. Newer to the world of Wing 410 sprint cars, as he works off of turn number 4. And his second lap will be slightly slower, so he'll take that 13.395 with just one car remaining here in qualifying.
Well, let's see what Sheboygan, Wisconsin, Scotty Thiel can do. One of the all-time greats, Gibbsville Cheese, Professional Plating, Lip Pro, and Scott Thiel Builders. One of the best in the business. Here comes the big wheel. Only needs one good lap. And where'd that land him? 13th overall. 12.307. 12.307. Probably wanted more, Lauren, but guess what? He got what he could.
So that one lap will stick for Scotty Thiel, 13th quick at 12.307. But race fans, your quick time award winner here tonight in Flight B, the 27 of Emerson Maxim. But race fans, give it up for your new Lincoln Park Speedway track record holder, the 19 of Joel Myers Jr. Now holds the track record here at the Lincoln Park Speedway, an 11.136. So now we'll have some hot lap qualifying for the Super Stocks here tonight.